Red ball, that was my face. Welcome to CNET Live, everybody. Brian Tong here in the house, and you guys are all here for Amazon's smartphone announcement that has been rumored for quite some time, but we're actually going to see it today, so we wanted to set the roster of who's here in the house. Joining me, Mr. Donald Bell, my partner in crime. Also in the house, new fresh face. She's been here a couple times. Miss Lynn Law.
Hello.
What,
Hi.
Lynn Law? Say hi to everybody.
Hello. Hi.
So, and then the lovely Stephen Beecham. I mean, come on, bat those eyes. Bat those eyes. There you go.
I like how there's a Brian Tong over Beecham shoulder.
Wait, do it again. Back to Beecham.
Oh, yeah. Oh! There's a double it's delayed.
Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to kiss you from behind. That's really weird. Is it 10:30 yet? No, it's not. All right, guys. So you're here for Amazon smartphone event.
Early.
Yeah, we're here about an hour ahead of time, and we really want to make this again an interactive show that you guys can be a part of. So there's a few ways that we do this. First way, the best way, call us and talk to us. The number 1-888-900-CNET. That's 2638. I always have to defer to my friends here because we've butchered this plenty of times. But what we're going to do is, call us. We want to know if you're excited about this event. If you aren't, we also want to know that. But also your thoughts on, does Amazon, and with all the stories that you've heard, and we will talk about that, do they have what it takes to really make you think about even changing your mind with this new smartphone, this 3D-esque phone? So I'm going to kind of open this up to the group.
Or what would it take?
What would it take? Yeah, quite honestly.
Mind, yeah.
So, I'm going to open this up. Again, those phone lines are open. And also, I'm sorry, if you hashtag CNET Live for your thoughts, we want to know that kind of off the bat. What would it take for you to really seriously consider this Amazon smartphone? Whatever it is. You can make up a feature that doesn't even exist. We're okay with that. But right here, in the crowd, in the house here, with our mind hive of CNET experts.
Ooh,
What did you guys think about when the stories kind of started to come together of what this phone might be? A 3D glassless phone, a 4.7-inch screen from Amazon using their ecosystem. What was kind of your first take, your gut reaction to it?
I mean, my gut reaction was when David Carnoy pointed out when the original Kindle Fire came out, what was that, like 3 years ago?
Geez, yeah.
Probably. That this would also, like, why can't you just shrink this and make a phone and spare us the weight? Because this makes sense if they went to all that time to fork Android and build their own app store and have all of the kind of the ecosystem of entertainment on parity with Google and Apple. Well, not quite on parity, but at least the semblance of it there. To be able to sell us all the stuff and give us all the apps and give us all the games, make a big deal out of it. Why not put that in a phone? It's just as well as a tablet. It seems to make sense. I think the dream then was that it's the same dream of what the Kindle Fire originally did, at least, was break this idea of the tablet being expensive, and if they could come in with a really low cost but still functional smartphone, then that would be, in my eyes, a win. Now, all this business about it being like a 3D interface and extra cameras just to track your eyeballs to help give you a whole different experience on your smartphone. That to me just sounds like they're avoiding making a cheap phone right out of the gate.
it has to be cheap, though.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the one thing.
I don't know, because they came out with like their, the Kindle Fire line now has some pretty expensive options relatively. It's not just all about a cheap tablet to sell to people. I feel like my gut is telling me that this isn't going to be the super free with Amazon Prime phone people are hoping for.
Lynn, what do you think?
Well, when I first heard about it, my main concern was the apps, because it was just not comparable to what iOS and what the Android Google Play Store has. But I was thinking that it would be cheap, actually, and that they would cut costs on the device just so it would bring in more people for the services. And that's what Amazon would really want, like an uptick in Amazon Prime subscriptions. And then it'd be easy to see that they would just sell these handsets at a lower cost, bring people in, and have the service and have the membership that was going to be the one that's going to be expensive.
Yeah, strategically for me, this phone, whether the 3D has, delivers the goods or not, I don't really necessarily care about the 3D, but it might be cool. I'm not going to judge it until we actually see it or actually see it in front of me. But more than anything, it can all comes together. Amazon's all about their ecosystem. Arguably, they have the second best media ecosystem, not apps yet, but media ecosystem out there. This phone, we don't know how much it's going to cost yet, but even if they just break even on the phone, Amazon's goal is to get people to buy things from their store. Whether Prime users, I don't know how many of you guys here. I can't even remember how many of you guys here are Prime users here.
Yeah,
Beecham,
Big time.
are you a Prime user? Lynn?
No, I used to be.
Do you shop on Amazon that much?
Yes, I buy everything on Amazon.
Why aren't you a
It's
Prime
terrible.
user?
I'm gonna get around.
and
to
why
it.
do you hate the planet buying everything on Amazon?
And why did you
Layla?
quit? And why did you quit?
It's because it was really expensive. It just grew to be too expensive. Back when I had it, it was free for students, so that's when I had it.
Oh, see, when it's free, when you go from
free.
free to $79, come on.
That's a big
99,
jump. That's
yeah.
a legitimate jump where it's like, oh, I don't know.
Lynn,
And then I don't
Lynn, you're a
need-
grown up now. you can do it now.
help me. I'm poor.
Should we start a Kickstarter fund for Lynn to get Amazon Prime right now? Can someone start that right now? But back to my point, whether they break even on this phone or not, it's all about getting people to the Amazon's storefront to buy music, movies, products. Take advantage of that because that's where they're going to make their bread and butter. So people that might be looking at it right now and they're like, I don't care about the phone. That's fine because when I first saw the Kindle Fire, I wasn't too impressed, but it's been able to create a longevity of a product line. People are buying it, not in droves, but it is driving purchases. And I think that phone could be that. I'm not going to be switching anytime soon,
Yeah.
but the idea of there is a user base out there. Half of the U.S. population still doesn't use a smartphone. They might be a little compelled to get this. I'm not saying they are, but they might. And
Right.
maybe that's all that Amazon wants to do. They want to be a part of the game and get people into their store.
Well, I think it's you hear a lot of the ecosystem was the big buzzword of like 2 years ago, but I think this is definitely that showing itself here for Amazon now more than ever, especially this year. Like it's not just the phone, it's that the ecosystem of entertainment and apps and games all connects to your Kindle or not Kindle, your Fire TV, right? And your what's the other the Kindle Fire HDX and the Kindle Fire and your Kindle ebook
E-reader.
reader. They're missing the Amazon produced laptop, but that could be next year.
It could. And what's the device that everyone carries around no matter what is the phone.
Oh, I thought I was going to say smartwatch.
I'm getting there. So let's
But
go.
I mean,
okay,
just
go ahead.
going to say
Sorry.
to finish my point, I feel like once you're invested in one of those avenues of getting, your Amazon Music collection or Amazon app collection or whatever it is, you're stuck there. And even if you're a Prime member, you're kind of stuck there too, because then you're financially compelled to take advantage of the stuff you're already paying for. You're like, why would I? If I'm already paying, $80, $100 a year for this service, I should make the most of it.
Absolutely.
And spend my time on Amazon instead of going and buying music from iTunes. And that's a feature that the other services don't have.
Yeah, and right now my biggest debate of switching any ecosystem is I've bought so much media content on iTunes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not going to switch anytime soon until they make it very easy to do. I'm not at the point in my life where I used to have all the time in the world to convert my entire music collection that I used to have over to port it onto another platform. I'm just not. Is that lazy? Yes. But I got things to do.
But that's where the subscription music services come into play. Like, well, all your stuff is here already, Brian Tong, on Amazon's music subscription service, making it so easy for you to switch over and ditch your iTunes collection. There's nothing keeping you there.
So in this room, how many of you, I know that the movement is towards subscription, but I'm still a little old school. I like knowing that I can put this at least whatever ecosystem I'm on my devices. Are you guys on board with subscription yet, or you still like to own the actual music you purchase? Steven?
I'm not on board. I like to own my own music because I like burn or rip a lot of CDs and have a lot of random stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably not available on all these services, so
That's what I'm
I
talking.
like to keep it myself.
Mr. Bell?
I'm old school in the sense that I have the huge digital library of stuff that kind of like Steven, like I can't even find if I wanted to. But
I thought you were still using records.
yeah, I'm old school in that way too. But I do find myself listening to still like a lot of Pandora, like a lot of like whenever I just want to like just have music playing and I'm not looking for something, the Pandoras or Spotify's or other things, they come in and they fill that gap.
I used to be this hardcore. I'm gonna get all my music. I have it all on my MP3, all that stuff on my phone. But then I don't have a Prime membership, but I do have a Spotify subscription. But then now I've moved totally off that. I mean, now I've totally moved off the real MP3s and all the actual owning the music, and then now I'm just streaming, and it's terrible.
Yeah, I feel like that's the other thing
You
we're
think
hearing
when you
this
said it's
year.
terrible?
I mean, it's terrible that I used to be so hardcore about it, but then now
No,
I'm just
that's
like,
not
I'm
terrible.
not.
You're still engaged with the music. It's good.
Yeah.
You know?
And I also have records like you.
No.
Quite honestly, I mean, if you poll the general population, you know, it's the youngins that are going streaming.
Yeah.
Lynn Law is the youngest person in the room. Just
Hello.
wanted to point that out.
I also have vinyl records. Again,
Yeah.
I'm new school and old
She's
school.
all street cred, street cred. All right, let's go to the phone lines. You guys are awesome. We are loaded top to bottom. So let's hit up my man Shamar. He likes to call in first. I know he likes to jump on that right at 9:30. Shamar, what's up, man?
Hey, BTC, permission to board the mothership.
Permission aboard the mothership is granted.
Yeah, I do pay attention to your tweets.
Up in the tractor
Okay.
beam.
Yeah,
Okay, so hold on. If all y'all don't know what that's about, on my Twitter, you know, I asked you guys to kind of say something to get on the mothership. Shamar, this is going out to you. I've got 4 of these $50 Jellaskin gift cards for my friends from Jellaskins. In fact, Lynn, I think you're rocking a
I have a
Jellaskins.
Jellaskin.
But
From
so,
people.
homie, this one's coming your way, all right?
Oh,
You could
cool,
decorate
cool.
your
Finally
devices.
Win a giveaway, yes.
That's what I'm talking about. Also, if you need me to submit a picture for you to make your Jellaskin as my face on the back of your iPad, we could do that as well.
He already has that photo ready to go.
It's pretty much ready to email.
Okay, I'll put a pin in that for a later date.
Hey, thanks for calling,
But,
Shamar. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing. So what's up, bro?
Hey, basically, you know, just what you guys were already talking about as far as what we think will stand out as far as the phone, because, I mean, HTC tried this with the Evo, you know, 3D and when 4G was in its infancy. And, you know, Amazon was pretty good at carving out a little space for themselves, you know, with the tablet because, you know, with 7 inches, it was cheap, you know, $199. So, but I hate to think of them as being a day late and a dollar short with this because this is like a really crowded space. And, you know, Samsung has more features than God as far as on their devices. So
That's
I'm
a
just
lot of
wondering,
features,
you know,
Shamar.
are we going
that's a
to?
lot. That's a lot of features, Shamar.
Well, you yourself have said it. So.
I know.
But I hope they're not using Gary Busey as their spokesman because that was like Walking Dead scary, and that like turned me off to any thought I had about the Fire. But going back to the phone though, is like you have like Apple and you have Samsung like the heavy hitters here, and I'm just wondering outside of this 3D thing, you know, what else are they going to bring to the table?
I think that's the question that they're going to have to answer. That's what we're looking for. I don't think they're going to be able to convince people right away. I mean, I use the Kindle Fireline as kind of a way to look at how they might be viewing this. They knew it right out of the gates. Although they were earlier to the game in that space, they weren't going to bowl over people and everyone's going to all of a sudden buy a Kindle Fire. I don't think everyone is all of a sudden going to buy an Amazon smartphone, but this might be just their first attempt, and then if they can get it right and at least show that there's more than a compelling reason beyond the 3D, maybe it's something where, you know, there's ways to link purchases through your phone easily or alerts. I mean, we have a lot of crazy consumers out there. There's got to be different things that they can show us from a standpoint of leveraging their ecosystem as well. But I don't think they're kind of in this for the fact that Bezos is like, let's get into these different spaces. Let's put out a product. Let's see how people react. If it's at cost, they can always kill it.
Well, I think the other thing to make note of here is that...
Hold on, Shamar.
I'm just going to keep going.
Hold on, Shamar.
Is the fact that I don't think that the 3D photo thing is the thing that they're trying to sell on this device, this mythical device we haven't even seen yet. I feel like the 3D thing that they're trying to get is that 3DS-like glasses-free 3D experience through the interface. And if they can show us something that's really compelling that nothing else can do that makes gadget people freak out, then that's why people are going to buy it, at least out of the gate. Not even because it's cheaper, not even because it's attached to Amazon, just because it's a cool, maybe sci-fi gadget that does this thing that is amazing that nothing else does. And the thing that I heard that was interesting that it makes sense for Amazon is if it's like a 3D shopping experience. If you're getting your Zappos catalog in 3D and you're spinning it around and it looks like the chessboard in Star Wars, then
like
people are going to buy it.
Why not?
If I want to buy slippers. And I just want to see it rotate it on my phone like this.
Or show your friend that it can rotate. You know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
I would buy a phone that does that.
People bought the iPhone Gold just because it had gold on it. I mean,
who are you talking about? Who are you talking
about? A genuinely unique eye-tracking 3D screen and interface with unique content that takes advantage of it. I think people have purchased gadgets for less than that.
All right, let's bring Shamar back up because I have to say hi to my home. So, Shamar, what do they have to do to make you really consider this product? I know you're big. You know, I mean, I know you like the big boys like we do, but what would be one thing maybe?
One thing? Okay, let me see.
Let me think hard on this one.
Oh God, I mean, okay. How about port everything I own in media over to them with no problems, like music, videos. I mean, literally like T-Mobile does with phones, trying to get you to break from your contract, give you like $650 to port over. I mean, that's ooh.
I don't think. I don't think you're alone in that, Shamar. And so that's just a good point of just how people are thinking about this phone right now, at least from a perspective of I'm already locked into Android, into Samsung's ecosystem, into Apple's. What will it take? It's going to take a lot.
In a lot of ways, that is something Amazon could do. I mean, they have the cloud, to back everything up. They have an app catalog that they could do some kind of like app matching where it's like you bought this app on Google in order to bring you over to the Amazon app catalog. Maybe we'll match that purchase of yours if it is in our catalog. You have this music collection. We can, give you a year's worth of streaming, like subscription music, or something to help you feel like you've got that catalog over here. Like there's a lot of that Amazon could do that they're in a unique position to do.
Yeah.
I don't think they will.
All right, Shamar. Hey, thanks so much for calling, bro. All right.
Not a problem.
All right, appreciate it. So, Lynn, I mean, what would really make you get this phone?
I don't know.
Right?
If we're considering like all the industry is so saturated already with the two top hitters and everyone else, and everyone who actually does, all the companies, the small companies that actually do make phones, and that's their business. They can't even break into the industry like ZTE and Kyocera and all that stuff. So for Amazon to do one, it has to be really compelling. But I like your idea of just if it doesn't work, then they could just kill it. Because after that Facebook phone that launched, no one got the Facebook phone, and then it just died.
Yeah, well, here's the one thing that Amazon has that no other company does, which is the front page of Amazon. That they can push that through. They also know everything about all the customers who are already buying phones through Amazon. They know who's coming up on 2 years with their old Galaxy phone or something else, or the Kindle Fire owners, if they're happy with that experience, that they can market towards them. They've got people they can start milking for getting him in line to buy this phone.
That cow. I'm not going to squeeze air udders.
You just did.
No comment. All right, guys. We're going to give you an exterior shot of the building actually outside. I apologize. What was the name of this building again?
The Fremont.
Fremont Studios. This is out in Seattle here. Here's some footage just to give you an idea of their setup a little while ago. Yeah, probably around 10 minutes ago, because we have our teams that are inside, and you can even see how cool it moves. But this is just their flag set up. They have like on the inside door, they have a big like Amazon in orange logo. There's just like the table where they're giving out lanyards for members of the press. It looks like a pretty controlled crowd for the most part. It's not an Apple like gangbusters media members, but they also, again, if you guys remember when they announced this product, they opened it up to members of the members of the press, journalists, as well as everyday consumers. You signed up on their website to go check out what they were going to show. We do know that at this event they will talk about it, and then they're going to shuttle the members who were invited over to another location to get a hands-on of the device. So hopefully we will get that video footage for you guys. But that's kind of how it's going to shake out. Again, 10:30 a.m. Pacific time is when they will be making their announcement as well. All right?
All right. The other thing I'm curious about for that hands-on, though, is if this really is like a 3D interface for the screen, how well that's going to come across on camera.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
I remember that problem with the Nintendo 3DS, too. It's like, this is amazing. You have to trust us on it because everything we're going to show you is not going to work.
And what will also be hard is that if they show this to a crowd, even if they hold it up like here, it might look kind of cool. But, yeah, I think you've got to really get into it to really feel the 3D.
Maybe everyone's going to be wearing 3D glasses in the audience. In order to
Quite
see.
possibly. You know what, the lines again are completely filled. We're going to get to all of you in a moment, but what we wanted to do right now is kind of show you how Amazon set this up with their little teaser video. So, Stephen, if you have a chance, this is when they were kind of hinting at the idea of what could be announced.
That is awesome.
Oh, whoa.
It moved with me.
Whoa.
That's really cool.
It's amazing.
It's very real life and uncomparable to anything I've seen.
I've never seen anything like this.
Yeah, this is neat. This is really neat.
I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
That's super awesome. I don't know how you guys do it.
It's pretty flawless and seamless.
Wow.
That is really cool. How does it do that?
Whoa.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
That's pretty damn intuitive.
That's really cool. I would use that a lot.
That's really cool.
That's fantastic.
Do I have to give this back?
So, we did some digging of what they were actually looking at, and I did find out it was actually the app Wobble, where you can put bouncy targets on specific things, and
It looks really sensual.
These are sensual these are sensual melons. I'm
Every
telling you,
photo in Brian Tom's collection is a sensual
every person
photo.
in that video was playing with Wobble. The guy that said, "I would definitely use this feature again." I would definitely use that.
I'm surprised no one's like intercut that video yet. Like,
That's what I'm saying.
like piles of
That's
cash.
what I'm talking about.
You know?
So good, so good. All right, guys. Over. During the course of this show, we will also have our live blog. We have Roger Chang, executive editor of CNET News, on site. Jessica Dolcourt will also be there. We'll have photos being done by, I believe, is Josh or James doing the photos? Either way, we're gonna deliver this. James is gonna be there. We're gonna deliver this live blog. The key thing to note is that Amazon will not be streaming this. There will be no video from inside, so we're going to just stick with us. We're going to do the play-by-play, our commentary as it happens. But right now, let me just get to him. Mr. Roger Chang is on the line, calling us from Seattle. Roger, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
Good. We're here in San Francisco. You're out there in Seattle. Can you kind of set the stage of at least what you're seeing? Are you outside? Are you inside right now? What's going on over there?
Yeah, we're outside the venue in Fremont right now. They haven't let us in yet, but there's a slowly building line. There's, let's say about 100 people or so. It's a mix of reporters and Amazon customers. It's kind of unique in that they're inviting customers to this thing as well. But yeah, there's a lot of anticipation. A lot of people walking around, sort of, they're eagerly waiting to see this phone get launched.
And, for you pretty much cover everything under the sun here at CNET. Roger, what do you think that they really need to do here today, or do they really have to do much because they have the ecosystem behind them? What do they need to show you today?
I mean, I think it goes beyond the phone. I want to see Amazon sort of use its clout to kind of offer up services on top of the phone. What I'm thinking is, the rumor is that they're tied up with AT&T, and I sort of want them to see to be able to offer Prime services such as streaming video and music on your phone without any kind of data limitations. So basically, data-free video. And AT&T sort of they announced this program in January. Like, kind of want to see the ability to basically watch any video on your phone without it counting against your data cap, which is an increasing issue, I think, for customers, who have limited data plans now.
No, that's a great point. And then, Roger, when you first heard about the possibility of this phone actually being announced, I mean, really, what's your gut feeling, and is it compelling enough for you to consider even switching over?
Well, my gut feeling was this is a big mistake for Amazon. I mean, the smartphone business is crazy hard to get into. And, Apple has proven to be an exception, but, Facebook has tried, it's really failed. Back in the old days, Disney and ESPN even tried it at one point and failed, and those are some pretty big brands. I mean, what Amazon could do is use that Prime services to kind of use as a tool to sell these phones. But again, it's still it's kind of a tough call for me to see how they're gonna sell these devices or how people are actually gonna find them attractive.
Absolutely. All right, Roger. Well, we wanted to thank you for calling in, just kind of setting the stage for us. We will be looking forward to your live coverage in the live blog. So go out there, hold it down like you do, and thanks for calling in, man.
Yep, no problem.
All right,
Thanks,
cool.
guys.
That was Roger Chang, executive editor of CNET News.
The man.
The man.
Yeah.
All right, should we just hit up a few more phone calls? I mean, the lines are packed. You guys are
Let me
awesome.
actually, if you want,
do you want to do something? Oh, you guys want to talk about the invite?
Bonnie really wants us to
Bonnie,
talk
our
about
executive producer,
the
really wants to talk
invite.
about the invite.
This is how we're going to rope people in. If they are not watching yet,
Bonnie,
is
can you
what's
pass
gonna
me your
wake 'em
reading
up.
glasses, please? You need to pass me your glasses? So this is the one of those fun things that Amazon did. We know Amazon is rooted in books. Here, why don't you hold this book while I put on these fine reading glasses? Wait, well, hold on. Before you want to see the future, guys? Oh!
In 3D.
I'll stop that.
Take that, Google Glass.
That was quite annoying. All right, so this is the book, Mr. Pine's Purple House, and this book was to kind of set the stage for what there's like read between the lines.
It was sent out by
to
Amazon,
everyone that was invited.
Yeah.
And they opened it and it said, "It's a phone."
It's a
pop-up
phone.
book of a phone.
Right here, it's a phone. Good Lord, I'm gonna go blind. Okay, so if you the whole point of this book is like Mr. Pine has like his house, a row of 50 houses, and then he tries to make his house different by adding a tree, and then he tries to make it different by adding a bush, and everyone copies him. So he decides, I want to paint my house purple. And so I just wanted to pull a choice excerpt of mine, and I hope this is really compelling to you guys. Okay?
Yeah, no, this is
here we go.
Great stuff.
Now there are 50 houses on Vine Street. There are red houses, green houses, and brown houses, Linlaw.
Yeah.
There's yellow and pink house. Look at how into this they are. There's some white houses too, but there's just one purple house on Vine Street, and that is Mr. Pine's Purple House.
Very nice.
It's more about like the tyranny of homeowner associations, isn't it? It's not really so much about being different.
I gotta take these off, yo. Yeah. Thanks.
And then the neighbors just got to paint their house purple too. So
Yeah.
I hate Stan.
Oh man.
All right,
neighbors.
I'm gonna get to
Purple
calls
house every
because there's
day.
actually people waiting on the phone
All
line to
right.
actually talk to us about
After that, though, I
Silencers.
want to read some of the CNET Live
Yes,
hashtag
please. Okay,
bits
awesome,
so that
awesome.
we can include those people, too.
Thank you. I appreciate that because I'm like juggling 10 balls, and
Unless Bonnie wants us to do
I don't
something
wanna
else
say,
all
don't
of a
juggle
sudden,
another ball.
very
Okay.
quickly.
Don't juggle my balls. Okay, here we go. Eric, what is up, my man?
Permission to come aboard the ship.
Uh-oh, he wants to come on the mothership. Should we let him on?
Yeah.
Let's let him on. Hold up.
We need a better sound effect.
What?
It's like white noise.
No, there's like this. The spaceship whooshes around and then tractor beams. Yeah.
Static.
I should leave that to the sound guy. Okay, Eric, you're gonna get one of these $50 Jelliskin cards. You're down with that, right?
Awesome. And I have something to say about your Twitter cover photo.
Oh no.
I was just at Hanama Bay last week.
Man, it's a beautiful place, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you like
it is.
snorkeling out there?
Yeah, it was a little bit cloudy the day I went, so I didn't really get to see anything. So
Yeah, I mean it's an amazing place. It's a little impacted by a lot of tourists. Wow, Stephen, quick on the draw.
I'm going there right now.
Good Lord, quick on the draw.
This is the second mention of that bay in 2 days. That
For
we're
you?
talking about. Yeah.
We'll make that 3, Hananauma Bay. Okay, Hananauma Bay is beautiful. But Eric, let's talk about the phone. What did you want to call and talk about it?
I was asking, if like phones these days, the specs don't matter anymore. Like we see the example with the Moto X and the iPhone and stuff. For example, the iPhone, the success of the iPhone is the apps. And do you think that Amazon can pull off the apps like they did with the movies, the music, and their store?
Actually, I think this goes to a point that was kind of germinating in my head anyways. Which
Germinating.
Is, which is, I feel like part of this is not even just a play to get consumers. Part of this is a play to get more developers excited about developing apps for Amazon or porting their apps over to Amazon too. If Amazon can tell the story that they have a phone, they've got a tablet, they've got a TV box, and they're expanding the amount of devices that developers can sell their apps onto, then you're going to pull more people. I think that was part of Apple's success early on, having that app store, was that they got the top level developers excited about producing apps, and they showed them how they could make a lot of money doing it. I think if Amazon can help bolster that app store with great apps, and maybe even apps that you can get nowhere else because they have this 3D interface element to them, then that can get people excited, and that will bring people over to the device.
All I can imagine is a Tony Stark, Iron Man sort of interface,
You want the Jarvis? You want Jarvis 3.0?
Right. Yes.
Hello, Eric. How can we help you today,
Hello,
Eric?
Jarvis.
Hello, Jarvis.
I would like 30,000 pizzas, please.
Okay, we'll do that for you, Eric. One thing that Eric, and Donald, that you touched upon when it's about the apps, just a couple days before this announcement, Amazon announced and touted how their actual Amazon App Store, which is kind of their own curated version of the Android store, right? It has Android apps that they've kind of pushed specifically over to for their own Amazon App Store. They announced that it tripled in size to 240,000 apps now. But they also, like you were talking about targeting developers, they made a point to kind of say, look, 65% of our developers found monetization the same or better relative to their rivals. So they're really trying to convince developers, like, look, you can make the same amount of money that you can on Android, that you can on iOS. Come here, and you might even be able to make more money based on how the numbers bear out. They also talked about how their Amazon coin currency system has encouraged people to buy more apps as well, and that is kind of funneled directly to the developers. So, again, that story, developers make those apps, and with this 3D interface, if there was a killer app, or maybe even certain games, I mean, come on, if Nintendo was smart and finally said, we don't have to do hardware, we will give you our games. What if Nintendo threw their 3DS games on an Amazon smartphone? That would be sick. They would make money. Amazon would make money. They aren't going to do that because they're dumb.
But this is Brian Tong's imagination at work.
Yeah, I mean, Nintendo needs to Nintendo needs to get out of hardware. And they need to start, if they put Super Mario on the iPhone for $3, are you telling me everyone in this room wouldn't have purchased that game by now?
Well, yeah, and talking about like another company that's having a hard time of it.
I'm raising my hand.
Microsoft is having the opposite, or is having a similar problem of what Amazon's dealing with, which is trying to get developers developing apps for this new version of Windows and their Windows Phone. I feel like part of the reason that stalled is because people are talking about the apps not being there, or because developers aren't yet willing to bet their time about getting apps onto there that convinced that they'll sell.
So, all right, Eric. Well, hey, thanks so much for calling, buddy. I just need you to tweet me at Brian Tong. Just tell me you're Eric and just drop something so I know it's you, because I know there's a lot of people, some bad people out there that are going to try and pretend to be Eric. Or maybe he can. You know what? We'll put you on hold, and I'm going to hope that Lisa can maybe get your information from you. Okay?
All right.
If not, just holler at me. All right. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, Eric. All right, let's go to Colin. Colin has been waiting patiently for 30 minutes. From Singapore. Colin, Singapore, what's up?
Oh, hi, Brian.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. I think I'm behind on the live stream.
Oh, you know what? Okay, just turn down the volume on your computer, and then just talk to us through your phone, and then you'll be good to go.
Now, do I need to make the spaceship sound by myself, or?
Well, you just need to ask the magic question.
Probably better
you
than
just
what
need
we
to
could
ask the
provide
magic
for
question,
you.
Colin.
Okay. Permission to come aboard.
I'll let you on my ride.
You just like sprayed him with a fire hose or something. I don't know what that was.
That's Steven spraying him with the fire hose.
Purchase a better sound effect, people.
We'll find a better one.
We're gonna work on like a real fine-tuned one.
Doesn't CBS own Star Trek? Can't we make this happen?
Yes.
Yeah, we might have to pay for that still.
All right.
Yeah.
Colin, what's up, man? Thanks for calling us all the way from Singapore, man. That's awesome.
I'm using the Skype.
Ooh.
Skype calling.
That
Man,
sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you sound crystal clear.
Let's see your video. Give us your
I know. He might be in his underoos. All right. You wanted to talk about the Amazon phone?
Yeah. Do you actually think that just a 3D feature will make it sell? Like you said before, like Donald Bell said that the 3D feature might not be enough to just like get it to sell a lot, but like kind of like the 3DS. After a while, people kind of got bored with it. They thought it was really cool at the beginning, but after a while, it kind of got boring. Do you think the same thing could happen to this?
Actually, I mean, I think it will fail because other
very positive outlook from Lin-Hua.
If I were to be honest, no, it was just that other companies have done it before, and then just never took out. LG had a 3D phone, I believe, and HTC was it? And then, and he's right about my friends who have the 3D Nintendos, they played that for a week, and then they turned it off because they just got dizzy.
Agreed.
It caused a lot of headaches, right?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll say this:
I'm the same boat.
every reviewer across the globe is going to need to get their hands on one because it has that unique feature. I feel like if it was just another, like mid-level Samsung phone or something like that, or if it was just like a super cheap phone, they wouldn't even bother taking it on. But because it has a feature that no other phone has with the eye tracking 4-camera, whatever.
Uh-huh.
People are going to have to get their hands on it. They're going to get pressed for this phone
Maybe
because
they'll
of
get
that
their
feature.
hands on it
Even
at
people
like a
get bored.
Target store, and
Yeah.
then they touch it, and they're like, okay, I'm done. Now I use my real phone. And then that's it.
So, Colin, I think...
Is it a gimmick? Yes.
Yes. But you know what? On the other hand, I think that from a mainstream news story, let's say outside of the tech world on your network news, it'll be a big story because they will say Amazon releases a 3D phone.
Yeah.
Now, for us, we may not care, but I'm saying my mom will like, what's up with that 3D phone?
Okay.
You know, maybe
like,
your mom too, Colin. I don't know. She talks like, what's up with that 3D phone, Brian?
Right.
That's literally
Which is
how
a
she
better
talks.
story to have in the news than Amazon churns out a cheap as crap phone. You know?
Yeah. What's up, Eric? I mean, Colin. Sorry, Colin.
Ashley and Rick were earlier talking about how it might be an AT&T exclusive, and that maybe the Prime services, like the downloading stuff, might be free over the data, and that could be one of the things that gets people hooked on if it's not just a 3D effect.
Yeah, Colin, just stay on the line, and we will get your information to Elisa. We're gonna answer your question so that we can move on. But you know, that's something that we haven't talked about right now. You know, is the fact that rumors and reports all point to it being specifically locked down to AT&T.
Yeah.
Now, there's advantages to that for them, but from an overall general market, it may not be that advantageous. You know, in your eyes, what are some of those advantages?
Well, I mean, I don't hear a lot of positive things about being an AT&T customer. Actually, mostly yesterday. I'm not an AT&T member, so I can say this.
Is that why your voice was like starting to get all shaky?
Maybe AT&T is going to pay a visit that I'm not going to enjoy.
Is there a logo sponsor that says AT&T on? No, okay,
I feel
we're
like
good.
the wind got let out of the sails yesterday when the whole like T-Mobile's event not relating at all to Amazon's event, and that actually this is probably going to be an AT&T exclusive phone. A lot of people are like, I'm already not interested if it's going to be exclusive to AT&T. But I just looking at the Twitter like CNET Live hashtag comments. A lot of these are like, yes, I would be interested if there was this, you know, if AT&T could help, you know, manage with my Prime membership free data that could come through from streaming Amazon content, or if there was some other part of that exclusivity that was like a bonus feature that made it, you know, as an Amazon Prime member or Amazon customer, extra stuff, you know. So I don't know, but a lot of people are also asking for an unlocked version of this phone. Will there be one?
Yeah, I don't
sound like
know out of the gate. So, Lynn, I mean, you've seen every type of phone under the sun, locked, unlocked, carrier specific. What do you think of that strategy?
I think it's, again, terrible.
So wait. So far, Lynn Law's scorecard says 3D, hell no. Carrier specific,
They're
terrible.
basically doing everything wrong. No, I mean, there's some good things about having AT&T customers will obviously start paying attention to this. And they do have a large pocket of the market, considering it's, you know, Verizon, AT&T, and then Sprint and T-Mobile. But having it on one carrier does hurt because you want to get this phone out to as many people as possible. And when we think about the flagships from other companies, it's because they're available on all 4 carriers. And that's where it drums up the most kind of popularity. And we like the Droid family, the Droid Max, that's a lot of it is on Verizon, and that hurts them because so many people want, you know, phones with longer batteries, but it's only on Verizon. And when also Verizon misses out on certain marquee handsets, it hurts Verizon. So for a phone to only be on AT&T, and it would just limit the amount of reach that they want. And when you want to start and break into this industry, you want to reach as many people as possible.
I think with the industry being a lot more mature, absolutely. We did see when Apple came out with the first iPhone. See, There is hope for Amazon, actually. There is hope because the original iPhone was on AT&T.
Yep.
Amazon
for years
could have the next iPhone.
Okay, well, let's not oversell it.
All right, so yeah, you know, the reports are going to say that. I think if they were somehow able to flip that switch and allow, here's the thing, I don't watch Amazon Prime Video on my mobile devices. If anything, I watch Netflix. But for someone that's a Prime, sorry. Are you back yet? Yeah, sorry. My foot hit the mute button. My actual toe, my toe actually did. But if they can somehow, wow, I've got a big toe. But if someone could actually, allow you to watch Prime Video absolutely free, absolutely doesn't affect your data cap, I'm not gonna buy the phone yet, but that at least that makes me go like, man, that's pretty sweet.
Here's another thing to consider. Maybe this is like a phone for kids. You know, Amazon's actually done a lot of work to make kid-friendly devices or put like kid mode onto all their different devices. Maybe this is the phone you get your kid who really wants an iPhone or a Galaxy phone. You start him off with...
Every kid wants an iPhone, Donald.
I'm not saying the 6-year-olds. I'm just saying the tweens.
I'm saying the 2-year-olds.
Maybe it's a phone for seniors.
It could be.
Because they'd love to look at 3D because their eyes will definitely pick that up.
That was the original Kindle phone idea I thought was going to come, was like it would be like an e-ink display, you know? Like there's that dual screen e-ink
Mirasol display.
The Yoda phone.
Yeah.
Okay, just to also kind of set the stage with the whole exclusivity that we were talking about, and we are going to get to your calls again, and Donald is tracking our CNET Live hashtag. I'm sorry I didn't go back to you earlier on that, but I'm glad you butted that in. That's what friends are for.
That's what I'm trying to contribute to this
you're
live.
You're really trying to make it happen. So
you're doing quite nicely.
Yeah,
what picture
blog.
of the gang?
We got pictures from our live blog popping up, and here's our gang there.
This is our crew on staff. Okay, so on left to right, Jared Kohler, Carson Boy, there, Mariel Myers, part of our CNET News TV team, and then we have Jessica Dolcourt,
some random guy,
Roger Chang, and then James Martin. So they'll be delivering everything.
Between Jessica and Roger,
yeah, I don't care about me. It's Larry Dignan. Okay, I shouldn't say horrible things.
Now I see him. I didn't see him. But face was obscured before.
Back to just exclusivity. John Legere, the outspoken CEO of T-Mobile, put out a tweet, and I have it pulled up on my screen if we can pull it up. This was yesterday when it was reported about the exclusivity. Of course, he's T-Mobile, but he does make a point. Exclusivity sucks for customers. Exclusivity on AT&T sucks for the industry. Hashtag. Just saying.
Just putting it out there.
And then he also followed up with this, which is a point that we made here. Let's hope at Amazon doesn't fall victim to the AT&T curse that is the Facebook phone. Hashtag 1 month. He's throwing bows.
Dang.
Okay, that's not how you do it. I'm just saying. All right, let's go get the phone lines one more time. You guys are awesome, keeping them loaded. Maxwell has been waiting 37 minutes. Maxwell, what's up?
I was wondering, when do you think that Amazon is copying the Galaxy S4? Because I have two questions, and this is the first one. The Galaxy S4 had features where you could have your eyes get followed by the cameras, and it would automatically pause the video. And also, do you think Amazon is pretty much taking Apple, Samsung, and Nintendo and just creating one device out of that?
Maxwell, you're the man. I love those questions. So first of all, are they copying Samsung? I think we'd all unanimously agree. You know, now these days in smartphones, everyone's kind of copying everyone, but just doing it differently and executing it differently. We don't know if Amazon's phone will have the ability to track your eyes and actually stop a page from reading. Quite honestly, with the technology they have in there, they could. But, you know, we've seen that kind of back and forth on both sides with Android, Samsung, HTC, and Apple. They'll kind of take features that they like and then kind of make them their own. They might even take them from other companies that aren't part of those main guys. So are they outright copying? I'm going to say the word copy is almost like, I almost want to throw that away in the smartphone world now. It's just do something like everyone else, but do it your way.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like there's a difference between if what we're going to see is a way to control your phone with your eyes, or a way that your phone is like reacting and adjusting the display because of how it reads where your eyes are looking.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. This is a fine point, but could be different.
And then your question about the ultimate device, I actually like how he was thinking, right? Apple, Google, Nintendo 3DS, yeah, they could quite honestly have that ultimate hardware piece with what they have, but again, it comes down to the developers coming out with games that anyone would even say, oh, again, Nintendo should just put some of their games on here. Whether people get tired of the 3D effect or not, it would just be a perfect match. But is Amazon going to develop the games? They've actually acquired their own in-house studios to really push that gaming, initiative for themselves. We haven't seen any exclusive games. Maybe we'll see one here today, quite honestly, that takes advantage of the 3D phone. But they are doing a little bit of everything. But even when you do a little bit of everything, it doesn't mean that people are going to buy it. And that's what it's going to come down to. So, Maxwell, thanks for calling. Appreciate it, buddy.
Okay.
All right, cool. All right. One thing everyone's talking about this 3D thing and like what it might look like, and we actually have this cool video because a little like behind the scenes of how Amazon put this ID together was back in somewhere around like 2009. This video, this guy, kind of engineer, home hacker, Johnny Chung Lee, he took the Wii sensors and basically like reversed the position of them, so it created head tracking, not from it looking at you, but you looking at the screen. And so we're just going to kind of play this and show you, without wearing any glasses, how he was able to kind of execute the idea of 3D on a flat screen. And really, this is kind of what we expect that we might see from Amazon itself. Yeah, this is on YouTube if you guys want to check it out. And the guy's name, Johnny Chung Lee. He's actually been hired by Google after this came out, so you pretty much know that he's probably doing something for Google right now.
So this essentially becomes a portal or a little window into another room. Now to do this, the computer needs to know the location of your head relative to the screen, and this is called head tracking. Now to perform head tracking, we're going to be using the Wii Remote and the sensor bar, but we're actually going to be using them backwards. We're going to put the Wii Remote next to the TV and actually move the sensor bar instead.
I thought he was going to put on his head.
The Wii Remote actually contains an infrared camera, and the sensor bar is simply two sources of infrared light. When the camera sees the two dots of light, it's going to give an approximate location of my head horizontally, vertically, and in distance from the screen. Okay, the tricky part is now we're going to have to find some way to mount the sensor bar onto our head. One common trick is to get a baseball cap and then mount the hardware
while
cap.
still looking
And
very
this is definitely going to work, but it's a little bit goofy.
No, this guy's awesome.
Instead, some hardware stores sell these safety glasses with LEDs built in on the side meant to be used as headlamps. Now, if you replace the LEDs with infrared ones, you essentially get your head-mounted sensor bar and a nice, sporty safety goggle form factor. Once we've created our head-mounted sensor bar and I've connected my Wii Remote to my PC, we're ready to do some head tracking. Behind me is a demo program of a 3D room with some targets floating in it. Now, because the effect only works for the person wearing the sensor bar, I'm going to have to show you the effect through a moving camera. Now, to do this, I'm literally just going to hold the sensor bar at the base of the camera and move it around. Just a quick note, to power the sensor bar, I simply turn on my Wii after I've connected my Wii Remote to my PC. First, I'm going to show you what it looks like without head tracking, which is what displays normally look like. You can see that although it's a picture of a 3D room, the image looks very two-dimensional and bound to the surface of the TV. Now with head tracking turned on, the TV actually looks like the entrance to a real room. Just like in real life, by moving our head around, we can look behind objects. And if you look really closely, some targets actually appear to be floating out in front of the screen, reaching into the real world. If we get closer to the screen, we get closer to the objects, and we can even get behind the ones floating in front of the screen.
All right, that's just dirty sick.
That's amazing.
This
is so
sick.
cool. He got hired from Google about that?
Yeah, so Johnny Chung Lee, again, the man behind... I mean, he did this from his home. He put together these materials, and he created this concept. And this is one of the concepts that Amazon was actually kind of inspired by to start working on that. And, you know, we know that the phone itself will have, like, 4 cameras on each corner, or 1 camera on each corner, and it'll be sending out like kind of signal to reflect off your iris, essentially,
So you don't
to
have to,
track
you don't
where your
have
eyes
to
are.
wear any,
Safety.
LEDs on your head.
No, which
for
is
your phone to
check
work.
this out.
This is cool.
It's like looking through a window.
Pretty cool.
If I use my
All right.
IR glasses and keep the sensor bar on the
So-
This guy's swimming in money now.
I think 2009 this video came out.
That's so cool. That just makes me feel so happy to be human. That this is what we do in our living rooms, and we record.
Look at whoa,
and
whoa,
share.
look out. So yeah, I mean Johnny Chung Lee, and quite honestly, those targets are now dollar bills.
Yes.
Virtual ones.
Millions.
But they're real. They're real. Just amazing stuff. So just to let you know, the keynote is supposed to start around 10:30. It's 10:21 a.m. right now. We're gonna continue to talk to you. Do you have any? Are there any CNET hashtags that are going on right now?
Right now, people are talking about how if people want our money, or if Amazon wants our money, they have to pull off an Apple and wow us with and wow the world with a new product. A lot of people looking for wow. People talking about if they're still old school with their music, relating to when we're talking about music, new school or old school. A lot of people are really hoping that there's a way for this phone to tie in with their Prime membership as being a way for them to figure out whether they're going to buy it or not.
Amazon should just be like, buy this phone, and we'll just send you your whole wish list that you have on Amazon. We'll just send it out to you.
So we'll just show some more love to the Twitter peeps. If we can pull up my screen here. Charles says, Donald, Brian, and Lynn, I think the Amazon phone is going to be completely gesture-based like the Nokia N9, but touchless as the GS4. So if you don't touch it, and it's just like Jedi phone.
Yeah.
It's Jedi phone.
You just move around it. And it's like...
Bad Mark says Amazon's about to reveal its smartphone. Not interested, especially if it's locked to AT&T. The Fire TV was disappointing. I find that interesting because I thought the Fire TV was awesome, but it did nothing that made me want to actually buy one based on what else I had going on.
And the Fire TV is another example of a product from Amazon that was more expensive than we thought, right?
Yeah.
I remember that whole show. We were waiting for the price, and they're like $99. We're like, oh, come on, $99.
Kick it out.
And you don't even get the cool gaming controller with that $99.
Yeah, you got to buy that, and it ends up being like around $129, $139 or something like that.
It's like another $40 or something.
You looked into it, didn't you?
Just remember.
You're like, this is my life. Also, Ethan Matzdorf says, whenever I hear about this 3D thing, it reminds me of the big fail that was the iPhone parallax home screen. People got dizzy. It happens. I mean, I turned that off. I turned all the movements on my iPhone
I'm hoping that there'll be a way to turn this one off, too. But if this is still a good phone, in spite of the gimmick, if you can turn the gimmick off, that will be, I think, the thing that gets people actually...
But that's a terrible outlook. It's like, oh, we have this thing.
Yeah, but it's like
it makes it stand out.
Every
But turn it off if you want
Samsung
it.
phone has about 100 different gimmicks in it.
And
that
the eye
people turn
tracking thing,
off.
I turn it off too.
Yeah.
I don't really.
But you got to have the gimmicks there, or else there's nothing to talk about on stage.
All right, guys, let's go to the phone lines. Lane has been waiting so patiently for 40 minutes. Lane, what's up? Welcome to CNET Live.
What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going? You want to talk about Amazon phone?
Yes, I sure do.
What's up?
All right, so I think that this is probably, I hope it doesn't fail. I really do. I got to say that they've done a pretty good job with all their Kindle things and all that. I mean, but I really hope they can wow me with the hardware. I'm one of those people that just, like, I want hardware to be just top spec. I think Samsung really disappointed me this year, but, you know, that's probably what I have to say, and I hope they just don't disappoint in hardware.
Yeah, Lane, what phone are you using right now, if you don't mind me
I'm
asking?
using the HTC One M8.
There you go. Boom.
Yes.
A man who backs his words up with the phone he has.
Exactly, man. I mean, I love this thing. I just hope that they can give me a reason to switch, you know? Like, they need to wow me. It's not the general public. They need to wow people that know what they're talking about, you know? Like, they need to wow reviewers.
Yeah. Right. No, I agree with you there. Thanks so much for calling, Lane. And he has a point there because, you know, when you say wow reviewers, that's going to be that initial swell. And I do feel like people, again, let's relate this to another Amazon product. The reviews for the Fire TV were very favorable. I mean, they were really good reviews overall because of the different things it did. But I still don't know a single person, at least, who's bought it and kept it yet. Bonnie, did you keep your Fire TV? Yeah. Okay, Bonnie, our executive producer,
that's
Fire
one.
TV. But
she was excited about it.
But amongst our CNET ranks here, employee wise, I don't know anyone else that's jumped into Fire TV because they're like, I don't know if it does enough for me from what I already have.
Yeah, but I mean, I feel like even the original Apple TV was that same thing. It's like they got it out there, and what helped it catch up was the fact that people invested in the iTunes App Store and the ecosystem. And once they had a significant catalog and they wanted to get that on their TV, then it made sense to go a year later after it was released to go out and buy that thing. I feel like it's probably going to be the same thing here, or at least Amazon's hoping it's going to be, is that once we get you hooked on your Kindle Fire apps or your Fire phone apps, that they'll come around and you'll buy our TV too as an easy way to get this stuff on the TV. And again, I feel like a lot of this is a developer play. It's just we've got all the products, we've got all these ways to reach our customers and get people buying your apps. So jump on board.
We have here our polls that we like to put below our live blog. So if you're watching us right now, just right below the actual video player, the current poll is asking what rumored feature interests you the most about this phone. So which one? 3D technology, instant Amazon alerts for shopping. There was actually a rumbling like, you could all boop, boop right there. Why am I doing it on my wrist? I don't even want a smartwatch, quite honestly. I don't. Or the 4.7-inch screen. In this room, let's pick one, and let's just pick one. What is the rumored feature that interests you the most about this phone?
I'm really interested to see how the 3D plays out.
Me too.
Yeah,
Lynn?
I guess. No, the instant Amazon alert thing for shopping is a very dangerous thing because, has anyone done, drunk Amazon shopping and then, you get in the morning and there's, you bought all this stuff and you didn't even know?
Wait. Let's poll the room here. Has anyone in this room done drunk Amazon shopping, Lynn Law?
No.
Is that where you got your coconut water? You're like, I'm going to need coconut water tomorrow.
24 pack.
After they did the app, it was over. And I'm okay, you guys don't want to admit it, but all right. You guys can do that. But, I know a bunch of people who, they go online. It's 1 a.m. and then they have the Prime membership. In 2 days, they have all these things that they didn't even know.
Sometimes it does occur to me, when I'm more inspired to get a certain.
I guess
I'm
into. I bought all these bird watching books. Right. I don't know why.
Is the name of these bunch of people Lynn Law?
And my friends who don't exist, so it's just me. Yeah.
Oh. Well, they're birds. They exist.
You know what? Do you want to make a friend? I'm gonna actually the next caller. We're gonna actually give you a friend. Okay.
Okay.
Where the next caller is the next caller. Special treat. You're gonna be Lynn Law's friend. Okay. Yeah. Hunter.
Ooh,
would you like
cool
to?
Name.
Hunter, would you like to be Lynn Law's friend today?
I don't know about that.
Hunter, you're the man.
That is a very familiar story. It's okay. This is my life. So.
Hunter, thanks for calling, man.
All right. Well, first off, I want to talk about is how Amazon is not wowing me with this 3D feature. I think they're going to have to put more into it because this is going to be a novelty after a week, this 3D feature. Mm-hmm. All right. And second of all, I think Prime Data is going to have to be a big feature in this also because as an Amazon Prime member myself, I feel that they need to pay for something to get me over to this phone because with already having an app store that's behind Google and iOS, the iTunes App Store, of course, they're needing something to get in here. And for me, I'm a cheapskate. I'm really a cheapskate. I pay $5.99 a month for my smartphone. So, not kidding. That's what I pay. So, they're really going to have to wow me here to get me to switch over to an Amazon phone.
So, Hunter, it sounds like, though, although you're saying you only pay $5.99 a month for a phone, you actually, because you're pretty locked into Amazon Prime, you want them to give you something that's interesting enough to maybe have you commit to a full-on phone that you just drop the money for. Is that correct?
Oh, yeah, correct. I mean, if they wow me enough and pay for some data or something like that, then, yeah, I think that I could probably go along with it as long as it goes with my Prime membership because it was a hard time for me to even start Amazon Prime because I thought it needs more than 2 days shipping and video that's behind Netflix anyway.
Have you tried out their music service yet at all?
I haven't tried it out really yet, but I plan to in the near future.
All right. Hey, Hunter, thanks so much for calling in. We're going to have to look for another friend for Lynn Law.
Bye, potential, but rejected friend.
Thanks for calling, buddy.
Thanks for taking my call, guys.
All right. Man, Hunter, I like Hunter.
We got a lot of calls though. We'll find one. It's a numbers game, Lynn. We'll just keep plowing through.
All right, here we go.
That's what I always say.
Let's turn down the volume of the computer. Look at this is really loud. Mithur I know he's there.
Hi.
Mithur how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
I'm good.
Are you looking for a friend today?
How are you?
Oh, he didn't turn the volume of his computer yet. Okay. Mithur you need to turn down the volume of your computer and then just talk to us through the phone, not through the computer. Let's see if he does this. That's right. Turn it down right now. Okay. And then you.
Yep.
All right. There you go. See?
Yeah.
All right. You can hear us loud and clear. Hey, do you think you want to be Lynn Law's friend?
Hello. Oh.
Hi.
Mintershawn, are you talking to us through the computer? I told you to turn down your computer.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your question, buddy?
My question is that the X is going to come out in September this year. Do you think Amazon new phone is going to compete with the iPhone with their 3D feature?
All right, thanks for calling,
We got a question out of him,
He's basically asking with the iPhone rumored coming out in September.
Yeah.
You know, how
I
are they trying to
this,
compete with
this
him?
phone's also rumored to be coming out in September too, right?
Around
so
that,
it's
once they
all
actually
going to be
announce it.
competing together. It's going to be a battle of iPhones versus Fire phones and what have you. It's going to be an exciting time here at CNET.
So are they planning to compete on? Absolutely, they're planning to compete with everyone, with Google, with Apple. To me, it's really an ecosystem play more than anything. I mean, Hunter was kind of that buyer. Hunter was that buyer that fits in with everything, right? He has Prime. He still doesn't necessarily have a full-fledged smartphone, and about 50% of the U.S. population doesn't yet. So they could still, maybe carve a little bit where they may not necessarily before. Lynn is leaving us now because we're going to be starting the live blog pretty soon.
The live blog
Depressed that
is-
she can't find a
I
friend.
know. I'm
out
out of here. I
college.
cannot
This is
believe
it.
I didn't find one single friend on this show.
Hey, Lynn, we'll bring you in next time, okay?
Okay. But I had a good time. Thank you. I
we
have
had-
to do
we had
actual
fun
work
happening
now.
here. Yeah.
So you
Whoa,
know.
whoa!
Oh.
This is not actual work.
No,
you
me,
can
me.
you can
I
you know
was
what you know why you don't have friends because of comments like that.
Oh.
Because of
Sorry,
comments
I'm
like
sorry.
that. Lynn Law, you are free to leave the mothership.
Thank you for all the hard work. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, send her down, Beecham. Back on that farm. Back on that farm with the cows. All right, guys. Just thanks a lot, Lynn. Just to remind you, everyone that here is watching, that has been hanging out with us, and been awesome for the past hour, and with your calls and just talking about this Amazon smartphone. The keynote is expected to start pretty shortly. 10:30 a.m. Pacific time was the anticipated expected time. So once our live blog gets going, we will switch over to our kind of coverage mode, where we'll provide you with pictures and basically have our commenters and our bloggers there drive the show for us.
Do have some pictures from inside the event.
Okay, let's check those out.
Inside the event.
Okay.
Looks colorful.
It's very colorful.
It looks like they recycled like an apple.
It's purple, blue, and red
Color
with a
scheme.
nice big stage curtain.
Step into color.
It's a world of color. There's the Amazon logo on screen. Should we still take calls while we wait? Yeah. Okay. So just to remind you, if we have to start jumping directly in the live blog, we will take a few calls afterwards for wrap up, maybe 3 or 4. But we appreciate you guys have kept the lines locked in the entire time. Like,
Can I was to say
awesome.
and I'm going to delay someone who's been waiting here for 40 minutes, but I do want to say a counterpoint though I've heard a lot of people talk about how they want the specs to wow them, and I think that Amazon doesn't have to do that. I feel like Amazon can reach a customer who wants a phone. The only phones that are available out there are smartphones, and they're way overpowered and overdone for what they need. And if Amazon can show them something that's interesting, but not, even if it doesn't necessarily do all the whiz-bang features of like a Samsung Galaxy S5, if they can key into that the same way they did with the Kindle Fire, I think they can still make a successful product.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's go here. Giovanni has been waiting 40 minutes, but Giovanni has been waiting 24 minutes. Giovanni, what's up?
Oh, am I live right now?
You're Giovanni, you are live in living color.
What's up? My question is, like, what's the deal with the Amazon phone? Because, I mean, like, all I hear is the 3D, like, feature thing, but I don't, what else is expected, I guess?
Quite honestly, we don't have any, major specifics. Let me see if I can pull up something. We do know that it's rumored to be not only the 3D feature, but it's a 4.7-inch screen. Spec-wise, you'll need to turn down the volume of your computer.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay. You can say sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just messing with you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know.
Giovanni, we're just messing with you. But, spec-wise, like we said, I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head the processor that's going to be on there. I know there's some articles that are throwing out some of the rumors out there, but realistically, if it's going to be able to power a 3D display, it's going to be able to pretty much hang with what else is out there. But, again, kind of to Donald's point, at this point in time, do the specs really matter? For the most part, any mid to upper range phone is more than ample. So are you looking for, will it have the fastest processor? Will it have, the most RAM? Is that what you're kind of asking about?
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. 'Cause, I mean, like, do you even think it'll blast off? I guess like it'll like be like I don't know. I don't know.
You want it to blast off? like like a rocket
No.
and go to space?
No, I think it's gonna blast.
Yeah.
It'll blast
You
off.
said yeah.
Like, do you think it's actually gonna like be successful? Cause I got the Fire TV and like that's way awesome. I think that's because like Apple TV and stuff, like you can only watch stuff, and I think that's way awesome. Like I can play games on the Fire TV or whatever.
Yeah, this is good. This is good. No, this
I
is
think
great.
the best measure for success for Amazon, if it can be successful, the way the Kindle Paperwhite is successful. It's blasting off.
Yeah, we just put you in rocket
It's not something that like people who are really excited about tech every day get just trip over themselves to talk about. Look, Kindle Paperwhite is amazing technology. It's just they sell millions of them, and it works. And people who love the product, but it's not like one of those products that gets a spec bump every year to keep people interested in it. It does its job, and Amazon sells plenty of them.
Hey, Giovanni, thanks so much for calling in. I think Giovanni is that customer that is definitely, look, he loves his Fire TV, and there's people that, and make that 2 people now. If you have a Fire TV, you should call in. Call in. You know the number on the bottom. We got a couple phone lines open right now. But, will it, unfortunately, it won't take off. It won't rocket blast into space.
Like literally. Well,
yeah, but if it gets good reviews and people are happy with it, and that doesn't mean you're going to switch carriers yet or not. That's all they have to do is just be like, look, this is a solid phone. It does some great, cool things. It has a link to Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
It costs X amount of dollars. Will it make you switch or not? That's up to you.
I'm also going to call this right now. I'm thinking the storage on this thing is going to be pretty minimal, and it's going to really try to leverage the Amazon cloud,
the Prime data plan and whatnot,
as a way to store your photos and videos and stuff online.
So when you say not much, what, entry level 8 gig?
8 gig
instead of 6. So
no,
let's play
expansion.
Let's play the price
storage.
game. Let's play the price game right now.
Okay.
Everyone come up with their pricing. Stephen Beecham, come with your price in your head. I'm gonna say if it's an 8 gig, $99.
I'm gonna go $199.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, no. If it's with AT&T, like.
Okay, like if it's with a contract. Let's say this.
If it comes with an AT&T contract, I could see $99.
Okay.
I'll meet you halfway. $150.
Yeah, we've got to have different prices. Even if you really agree with me, which I think you do, you have to still come with a different price. Beecham, are you going to shock the world?
I'm thinking like actually a little more expensive, probably like $299.
Ooh.
This is like, if it has this 3D feature and
that's
everything.
That's a good point, man.
Connection could be $299.
Okay, right now, so everyone that's on the phone lines, here you have a choice. You can either stay on the line or just call us at the end. They've started playing a video at the keynote kind of to introduce this, the start of this announcement. So we're going to switch over into our live blog mode gear. We will not be taking calls for the time being, but just stick with us. We'll be covering this entire thing. Okay. Let's go to here.
Refresh.
You got to refresh?
It's at the bottom.
It's going opposite directions.
No. Why would they do that?
It is.
Okay, I'm scrolling. I'll be wowed when I get there.
Okay, so they said that right now they're listening to a groovy cover of "Say You'll Be There." Really? Okay, here. No, they're at the top. It's at the top right now, guys.
Oh, they changed it.
Yeah. Okay. So they're doing customer shot videos. They're showing those off because part of the thing was invitations, and they wanted you to submit a reason of why you could go. So right now they're showing off customer videos that were probably shot with their iPhone or their Galaxy phone. Then they're gonna maybe not get the Amazon. I don't know, but they're gushing about Amazon's products, which is why they invited them, which is smart. And right now, CEO Jeff Bezos has walked on stage. Jessica makes a good point that it's kind of easy for us to forget how customers genuinely use the products and the services they love, and that is true. I mean,
yeah,
this could be an
Amazon
advantage
is a brand now that people actually have affinity for the same way they do with an Apple or a Samsung.
Bezos says there were 60,000 people who applied and 300 people at the event. So what are those odds? Can someone do the math for me? Is that a 5%? Is that 0.5%?
Those other 57,000 people got like
Bezos says we have a lot of news to share, but first we want to set the stage. So this is probably where they're going to talk about how they first announced a Kindle paper, and then they went to the Kindle Fire.
Right.
Just to kind of set the stage of the product line that they have across the board. I
Bigger
will.
screen.
You know, when you talked, it was funny when you were talking about how the Paperwhite, it's like tech doesn't change. I think Paperwhite looks awesome.
It is. It's one of those products whenever
ridiculous.
there's like a gift list. Like we are like, of course, the Kindle Paperwhite, but you don't talk about it any other time of the year. You know? But it's just in the background, just being amazing.
Here we go. They're showing a kind of a bar chart. There aren't numbers associated on it yet, probably later, about the Prime members. It has escalated now, and so we've shown it grow tens of millions of Prime members. There's a rough estimate that 25% of Amazon's user base is a Prime member. And the estimate was somewhere maybe around 25 to 30 million people are actually Prime members. So right now they bumped up the price recently to $99 a year. So that's a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, it's not cheap. And it's a good incentive to stay with the family there.
They're showing off Amazon Prime, their service, the Kindle, no due dates, no waiting, over 500,000 books. They're also touting Prime Instant Video, and Amazon has been developing their own content and programming. They're also going to be releasing content in 4K shortly this year. They have exclusive
Maybe we're going to
rights
get a 4K TV today.
You could. We could.
Probably not.
Patience, persistent, and obsessive attention to detail. As Roger and Jessica are talking about, Amazon Prime membership skyrocketed, Bezos said, but as a Prime member, she says, Jessica says she doesn't use all the features yet. There are more than 40,000 Prime Instant videos right now. It launched with 5,000 initially. This is just kind of the explosive growth. And they have been pretty patient and deliberate, because I remember when Amazon Prime first came out, it was pretty paltry.
Yeah.
And that's what turned me off from even using it out of the gates. I don't know about you guys.
I feel like Amazon also got a lot of goodwill from content, people, Hollywood, because it was like a serious contender to iTunes in a time where there were no contenders. There were a lot of, content manufacturers were just like beholden entirely to iTunes as the one place to sell their content. But now they're a big name.
There was a point, though, when Amazon and iTunes were going at it, and Amazon didn't have DRM on their music.
Right.
I went to Amazon for that period of time, and then because it was just so much easier and more convenient, I switched back to iTunes once they took off the DRM.
Yeah.
So it's
I got a mixed catalog too.
So they're talking about, they're doing a bucket analogy right now, that if a bucket doesn't leak, you can fill it with an eyedropper. So I think it's kind of a slow and steady analogy. If they're continuing to hold what they have, and they can grow slowly but surely, that's what I'm alluding.
I feel like there's evaporation at play there too, right? It's not about just a leaky bucket. I mean, there's the
You've got to. Would you like to
hydro cycle.
Jeff?
Yeah, what about evaporation? Got to seal off the room.
He says these individual customers do love Prime. Amazon Prime brings so much joy to the world,
and low prices.
I don't know. I wish we could calculate how much we actually saved on shipping through Amazon Prime, because I use that thing like crazy. Right? You said you use it like
constantly.
Like how many times a week, even maybe
3 or 4
right?
times.
Right?
Easy. My wife too. She's orders stuff all the time.
Yeah, it's a little insane. Bezos puts up several tweets that are lauding Amazon Prime.
I wonder if we're in there.
The crowd is eating it up. One says, Amazon Prime brings so much joy to the world. Who I don't know if that person was paid. Amazon Prime, what would I do without you? Seriously. Another guy, I'm in a monogamous relationship with Amazon Prime.
Brian Tong, please.
That wasn't me. All right, they're flashing the screen hardware. So we'll see what they have to say about that.
Feels like they didn't even change the demo title of like the presentation. Give it a name.
What could it be? Goodness.
He notes that when the Kindle first launched, there was a lot of skepticism. Kind of giving a little prelude to the fact that there's going to be a lot of skepticism around this product as well.
Absolutely. The tone of the comments have changed over the last few years. The Kindle Paperwhite is a reader's dream. I'm widely impressed with the simplicity and beauty of this device. Bezos adds, today we have tens of millions of Kindle owners. Yeah, one of them is my niece who lost the Paperwhite that I bought her for Christmas. Janaea, I'm talking to you. Why?
There's got to be.
I bought you the ad-free version too. That costs like an extra $20.
There's got to be a tracking feature. Oh, look, there's a ZDNet quote up on here. I used to think that the iPad was the king of the tablets, but not anymore. It's time to whip the crown away from Apple and give it to its rightful owner, or its rightful holder, the Amazon Kindle Fire HDX.
Wow.
Wow, ZDNet really tripped over themselves on that one. Thank you, Mr. Bezos.
There are tens of millions of tablet owners, and clearly that employee at ZDNet is one of them.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this was talking about the Kindle Fire in particular, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you were all hands on reviews with the initial Kindles.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen it evolve. What are your thoughts on that?
It's interesting. I feel like the iPad was one of the first products to really be like where people bought it because they admitted that they didn't use their laptop. Their laptop was overkill for everything they needed. And I feel like the Kindle Fire came out as like that version, that same proposition, but for the iPad, where it's like, if the iPad's more than you need, you just need something to read on the toilet. Here's the Kindle Fire. You know, it's mostly just a way to watch video comfortably, or companion to your iPad. But it was a good tablet then. It still is a good tablet now. People are still holding on to their first generation Kindles.
Yeah, absolutely.
The battery life just wasn't great on them.
Bezos is now talking about how the early days of the Kindle reviews, but things have changed. Reputation is a trailing indicator of excellence, as it should be. What's the most important thing Amazon has done over the last 20 years, he asks? Amazon Prime? 2-day free shipping?
That drones video?
We have that drones video. It just never came into play in our conversation.
Wow. Well, now it did.
It's true.
Probably too late.
Nope. Steven's going there. I'll keep on reading this as we watch this fun drone video. Earning trust with customers. Don't ask for trust. That never works, Bezos says. How do you earn trust? By flying drones to your doorstep. Reliably. I thought this video was insane. It was just so cool.
By not dropping packages on customers' heads as they're delivered via drone.
There's a simple recipe for earning trust. This is what Bezos is talking about. Do hard things well. Repeat.
That sounds kind of pervy.
Yeah, it's a little creepy, guy. What's the image? Okay, they're just using boxes. You have to do this thousands and thousands of times over and over. If you do that and stick with it, customers notice. Do the hard things well.
Thousands of times.
Over and over. America's Customer Satisfaction Index, #1, 4 years and running.
I like how Jessica Dalcourt's even rolling her eyes at all the propaganda that's being shoved at them up front.
I mean, it's no different from any other keynote.
I know.
You know? But
at least with Amazon's case, you don't have to see a video of like the new store that they're building in downtown Manhattan. You know, it's all made of glass. It's beautiful.
They'll show their warehouse.
No stores for Amazon.
You think they'll do a distribution warehouse shot?
Right.
Here's our
Get the
new center
robots moving
in
the
Austin,
packages.
Texas.
Right.
4C and YouGov branding charts both list Amazon as #1. I've got to say, have I ever been unhappy with Prime? I don't think so. Have you ever? I mean, you do a lot more than me, Stephen, but have you ever had any?
I don't think
like
I've ever
when
had
you
a
think
problem.
about it, right?
Yeah, never had a problem.
And it's one of those, the human
There
condition.
was one time where they
what
delivered it to the address across the street, and that was
Jerks.
a problem. Yeah, that was a problem.
Was that your fault or their fault?
I think it was the delivery man's fault.
Okay.
Not Amazon's fault.
Just want to make sure. Amazon's going to
Took
be
us a while to get that package.
They're like, diapers?
It was a third party seller.
Oh, third-party seller, not
Yeah.
not Amazon's. Okay, that
Yeah.
makes sense. That makes sense. So again, they're continuing to talk about their reliability. Bezos also says, we invent.
Wait, I'm sorry. I'm stuck on this brand index thing. They've got the History Channel on there and Subway.
Who knows? I just, when they show
Who has
these
a brand
graphs,
affinity for the History Channel?
someone does.
All right.
Reputation quotient study, clearly. He's now noting his book, Mr. Pine's Purple House, the eloquent book that we so read earlier today.
Yeah, I hope he'll read the entire book.
Children. He said his mother read the book to him dutifully when he was a child. She's also in the attendance. Okay, I don't care. Do you care about Bezos' mom?
I just hope she got a front row. You know, that'd be kind of a jerk move. Put her in the back.
Put her in the back. Is Amazon going to build a phone? That is the question. The big question they're throwing up. Of course, why would we be here if we weren't?
It could be an elaborate trick.
I'm curious about the price. I'm only curious because it's a fun guessing game. Let me see who our friends on live stream have been watching us religiously, and I told them that I would answer their comments.
Yep.
Live stream, what do you think about this? I'm going to read some of your comments about this whole phone idea. You've been hanging with us this whole time. It'll just take them a few seconds before they start going.
All right.
They're doing a lot of scene setting, as Roger claims. World-class hardware expertise, hundreds of millions of engaged customers. Prime ecosystem. When you all caps it, you got to say it like that.
Ecosystem.
Exactly. All right, here on live stream, Randy Burgent III says, bad idea. Devel Sebastiano says it's a difficult approach. Alex Ress says, hey, Brian. Hey, Alex.
Roger Cheng says he is holding up the Fire Phone.
Oh,
I was right about
let's
that
get
Fire
a first
Phone.
look.
This phone is on fire!
Here it
Thank
is.
you.
Yeah.
I love
Every
it.
once in a while I can come in with a harmony.
Here we go.
Does it call 911?
In 3D. All right.
No, it probably calls Mayday, though. If your phone's on fire, you can get the Mayday assistance.
Will a drone come and pick it up for you?
Maybe.
He touts the phone as beautiful, comfortable, and durable. There's the first screenshot of it. You can see the Amazon logo on the back. Definitely looks like it has quite a nice large screen. If 4.7 inches was the rumored screen size.
Looks like an iPhone.
Looks like a 4.7-inch phone. Here we go. Gorilla Glass 3 and a rubber frame. That's interesting, rubber frame. You probably take that bounce a little better.
I mean, you can probably sand off that Amazon logo on the back, too, if you really want to conceal your cheapness. Just saying.
You're killing me.
Put a case on it.
It's a 4.7-inch IPS LCD HD display. Steel connectors, so there isn't that USB wobble that everyone hates.
Yeah.
That's cool. Injection molded steel connectors. Ensures a tight and precise fit. Beautiful trim rings. I'm just reading the slide.
I'm right across from you, Brian. It couldn't get any more awkward. It could, actually. I've been here before.
Do you really want me to?
I've been through these with you before.
Also, it says a better outdoor viewing, industry-leading ultra-bright display with 590 nits.
Yeah.
Dynamic image contrast, and circular polarizer. I totally know what that is.
Sure. Fast and fluid quad-core, 2.2 gigahertz processor, an Adreno 330 graphics processor, 2 gigs of RAM, so they're not totally cheaping out on the specs.
That's online with pretty much, around the same. I'm kind of happy they're like just getting right to it.
No mention of 3D yet, though. They're going to save that, the wow.
13 megapixel rear-facing camera, so this is equipped with a nice camera on the back.
I see 2 cameras on the back there.
3D camera. I'm just saying that.
A circular polarizer for the screen means you can use the phone in landscape and portrait modes.
And Jessica Dulcourt saying that the Fire Phone is shaping up to sound pretty high-end, at least in specs, which also makes me feel like this is not going to be a cheap phone.
There are tiny motor, so when they're talking about the camera lens, 13 megapixel rear-facing, f2.0 5-element lens, optical image stabilization. There are tiny motors that adjust the lens so it counteracts natural hand tremors, Bezos says.
What? That's crazy.
What?
When your phone's on fire, you get shaky.
What was that? What was that, Donald? Donald?
Yeah.
This phone is on fire! You know what? If we just blew your ears out, we're going to do it again many more times during the show, so just deal with it. Steven, you're going to have to join in on that.
I would love to.
All right, he shows a comparison between the GS5, the iPhone 5S, and the fire with their camera, taking the same picture. You can kind of see the fire one is in the middle. Naturally, I guess from an exposure standpoint and auto adjusting.
Looks brighter.
Yeah, it's brighter, but we can't, yeah, exactly. Bonnie, our executive producer's like, is it blurrier? Is it noisier?
Yeah, the Samsung S5 is
Oh,
a
yeah.
blurrier image, and the 5S is a noisier image.
You know what? I can just leave now. I pretty much should just go. Shutter stays open 4 times longer to capture more light for better low-light photos. Low-light photography is a strength, he says. Jessica brings up, I wonder how it compares to the Nokia Lumia phone.
That nobody bought.
The thing about it is that low light may be an argument, but I've never heard of someone who bought an actual phone just purely because of the low light sensor.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right, physical shutter button.
Nice. Launches the camera similar to many Windows Phone devices. The phone will also come with unlimited storage on Amazon Cloud Drive.
Unlimited?
Unlimited
photo
storage.
Unlimited. Okay, well that's pretty awesome. I mean, you don't want to lose those photos. I had a friend who lost like thousands of child photos recently.
On what service?
On his iPhone.
Oh,
He didn't have his
He didn't have it backed up, or he didn't have iCloud.
Yeah.
Wow.
He was bummed out.
Here's another killer feature of Amazon products: dual stereo speakers, stereo audio in landscape, virtual surround sound. They have nailed that with their Fire tablets.
Yeah.
Best sounding audio on any tablet, hands down. Dolby Digital Plus. So if this phone could be sounding pretty sweet too.
That's pretty cool.
Again, it never made me buy a Kindle tablet, but man, that audio was sweet. 4 built-in speakers. Good stuff.
It's got a little Bill Murray tweet up on the screen now about how to tie the strongest knot ever. Put some headphones in your pocket and then wait a minute.
That's so true.
So maybe he's saying we're not including headphones because the speakers are so awesome.
He says the phone will come with stay flat cables with premium earbuds. I wonder if the cable is actually kind of more like a ribbon cable. Looks like it. Tangle-free design, flat cables, magnetic earbuds that cling together when you want to store them.
Oh, Zune style.
That's cool.
Does that probably help with it not getting wound up as much too, right? Because
but those magnets aren't super strong. It can't be, or else they counteract the magnets inside the earbud.
And like we talked about, with all these specs that they're throwing out at us, this doesn't appear to be a cheap handset.
No.
I'm
Premium devices, non-premium prices, Brian Tong.
Thanks, Donald Bell. All right, guys, keep on commenting in the live stream and in the chat, or hashtag us at CNET Live. We're hearing specs on this actual phone. I'm impressed so far.
Yeah.
I like what I'm hearing. Let us know what you guys are thinking. They're talking about Video Matters right now. Talking about Amazon's integrated video services. So let's see where they go from this.
Jessica's guessing some sort of streaming Prime handoff for video.
24 exclusive.
You're watching 24 on your Fire TV, and maybe you're gonna take the rest of the video to go on your Amazon Fire phone. I'm just saying that. He's not saying that.
I was gonna sing, but I decided to hold back, just to preserve our audience. Oh man.
Still nothing on 3D though. I'm
What if it wasn't a 3D phone? That'd be hilarious. On live stream, Gordon Christie says, I've lost all my excitement already. Matt Graham says, people are going to love video on this phone. Oh, he says. Well, yeah, that's what Bezos says. Just kind of peeking out what everyone's talking about. Second screen and X-ray will be on the Fire phone, too. That is their kind of software feature where you can watch a video and then look at additional content on your Fire tablet. Mm-hmm. They'll be bringing this to the phone. I think the X-ray mode is fun. It's always been fun, where you can look up stats, information, related movies about the actor and actresses in the films. Pretty sick.
And it's a way for Amazon to leverage the fact that they own IMDb too. So it's like we'll save you the hassle of looking it up on the web.
The whole second screen stuff, though, I'd rather focus on the content. I think if you're a hardcore fan and you watch that movie that second or third time, then it comes into play more than it does on the very first time. That's just me.
Yeah. It's always good for where do I know that actor from?
Yeah. ASAP will be coming to the Fire phone. This is the predictive caching. It gets smarter every time you use it, personalized based on time of day. I've got to imagine, is this related to their web browsing or their apps? Someone's calling me during the keynote. What's their problem?
They know you're around.
I was going to take
you're not
it,
answering
but
the phone, Brian Tom.
I don't want to do that. That would just not be cool. And people on the phone lines that are holding, we've got nothing but love for you. We're going to take your calls after the show. We got 4 people on the lines right now. Beast. They're talking about music on the go right now. They're great video apps and services. Netflix, HBO Go, ESPN will all be on it. We did talk about earlier in the show about how Amazon has expanded their app store to 240,000 apps. Pretty much got most of the core stuff. What was the recent app that just came out? I don't.
You think about it. They're talking about music on the go too. The Amazon Prime Music service recently launched. Looks like it's going to be on this device.
Over 1 million songs to download or stream for free with Prime expert program playlists, no ads. One major omission of their music service that they still haven't talked about is that Universal Music Group is not on board, the largest music label. So that's a big gap to fill when you're used to hearing certain songs or you want to get access to them quickly. Just a FYI. I'm sure they're working on it, but that's just how it is right now.
Roger Cheng's also saying, we lavish attention on the phone for reading as well. So it looks like there's going to be a Kindle newsstand, hundreds of magazines and newspapers that no one will probably read. When is the newsstand thing going to really take hold? I feel like
the idea of the newsstand.
Yeah,
and everything.
Apple's been hitting on it for a while. Samsung recently talked about it, with the. What did we discover?
I don't know. The Tab S. The Tab S.
The Tab. Yeah.
I know. Don't really know. It's been a blur. It's okay.
There's been a lot of events recently.
Well, but to your point, the whole idea of the newsstand and everything being centralized, to me, I just put all the magazines in a folder. Some of them are a newsstand, some of them are not.
I feel like, and this, I could be wrong on this. The newsstand thing is always like a kind of like a gesture just to an older audience that still is fond of reading magazines, while for the rest of us see them kind of dying on the vine. But
I mean, I still do read magazines once in a while on my iPad. They're also talking about their WhisperSync service and Amazon's books, in addition to their newsstand. What about customer support? Looks like we will be getting some sort of a Mayday button on the phone.
Of course.
That's kind of, for whatever reason, I think that might be creepier than
what
on
if
your
you
tablet.
could see the Mayday person in 3D? Right?
Yes.
That'd be kind of cool.
So I have a fun story because one of my buddies works for this lab, I think they call it Lab 126 project.
Yeah.
And part of their training is that they have to experience what the customer experiences. So they took part in Mayday calls as well, right? As if they were a customer to see what it was like, how it feels. But one of the number one things that people call in, they think they're going to get that redhead girl.
Yeah, I was going to ask. How many of the Mayday support people look like her?
Just to let you guys know, that's a TV commercial. Just think about that for a second. But
it's not like actual support person.
They're like, where's that hot chick from the TV ad? No. It's the guy eating Cheetos in his mom's basement. It's not, actually.
They hang up and call back.
Hey, there she is. Oh, wait. One more up. Yeah, that girl.
Yeah.
She will not. But what's crazy is they should actually, randomly actually have her take some calls.
They should just, render a robot
How crazy
version
would that
of
be?
her.
Right?
Yeah.
Because she never answers calls. What if she did that? Mayday will be on the Fire Phone. That is correct.
As it is with all the Kindle Fires.
24/7, 365 days out of the year. 15 seconds or less with Wi-Fi 3G or 4G. That's crazy. When we talk about customer service, not that I'm going to buy a phone just because of that, but there are people that need that, use that, and would leverage it. That's
I still feel
crazy.
like they always market that feature though as the lonely guy feature. Like how many problems are you going to have with your phone?
Lonely guy.
Yeah.
Lonely
The only
guy.
problem with my phone that I have is when it won't connect, and if I can't connect, I'm not talking to anybody on Mayday.
Well, you know what we should do? We should do. All right. It's gotta be the 3D.
Now for something different.
I mean, they've packed everything they can in this phone. It actually makes it very compelling as an Amazon Prime user.
Yeah.
When you look at that, the hardware is not antiquated. I think you're gonna like it, he says. It's something called Firefly. He says they're saying this one looks hands-on and involves involves dish soap. Maybe it's dish soap. Is it going to be partially waterproof? By the way, Mayday button is okay. Rogers is clearing up that the Mayday button is the help button that connects you directly to a customer service rep. So we will wait and see.
All right, hands-on demo.
Firefly
with dish soap.
Well, at least they got their branding. It's all fire now.
All right, there's a guy with the camera hanging out right behind Jeff Bezos.
Firefly looks to be a visual recognition program that can see objects, QR codes, and barcodes. And you know what that means? You scan something, and it pumps you to the Amazon store. You get 2-day free shipping. You get the cheapest prices you can find, and that store suffers.
So you walk into a store with your Fire phone. You just point it at the thing that you'd rather buy from Amazon, and then it can figure it out.
But what's crazy about that is how many times...
Kind bars.
Have you seen
He's
something?
Speaking to me directly.
So, do you get Kind bars?
What?
You get Kind bars?
I do. They're expensive as heck.
This could be the phone for you.
Yeah.
But how many times have you actually been in the store and said, I bet it's cheaper on Amazon? Right?
That happened to me recently in Home Depot. I was looking for a garage door opener, and I was like, I bet you this is cheaper. It was $10 cheaper.
Right?
That'd be great if you got lumber
okay,
shipped to you.
so although they haven't necessarily, I could be mistaken. They might have this built into their app. If this was somehow some quick press of a button on your phone, right? Wouldn't you use that?
But I would feel bad using it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, but I would use it.
Oh, so like Joey's hardware store? Sorry.
We used to always use that scan app, you know?
Yeah.
That used to work.
Amazon also has that whole barcode reader product that they sell separately, right? I forget what it's called, the Dash or whatever it is.
Yeah, Amazon Dash.
You can just scan the barcode so that if there's something you ran out of at your home, you can just scan it and then it'll automatically try to order that.
Yeah, it like adds it to your Amazon cart, but then you still have to go to the Amazon site or the mobile app or to actually finally order it. It didn't instantly push it through.
This consolidates that process a little bit.
So he's been scanning a bunch of objects, Donald's Kind bars, Cascade. Firefly can also listen to music and recognize audio tracks.
Oh, a little Shazam.
A little Shazam. It looks like Firefly is the ultimate app for getting people to buy random products that on a normal day. This is interesting.
So it sounds like Firefly is kind of like Siri in a way for buying stuff from Amazon.
Well, like we had talked about earlier, everything is pointing towards, all right, you have this phone. It is the gateway drug to just buy it instantly for the cheapest way possible for 2-day shipping. Yikes. If you're drunk like Lynn Law, 1 a.m.,
man,
this could be a very dangerous phone. I might get this phone for her and just see what happens.
Part of the stress testing will be like what did you accidentally order drunk?
Music ID works pretty well on every OS application. That's what Jessica says. Bezos is talking about how Firefly can listen to a song and build an iHeartRadio channel around it. Firefly can also recognize television shows audio. We've seen that in other apps as well. I think Yahoo is one of the early ones that incorporated that tech.
So is Firefly an app inside the phone that you turn on?
He hasn't made that specific yet. I don't know if it's just
something
platform.
That's always on.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but that is a cool feature though. If you just open your phone and have Firefly identify the audio from the TV program that's playing, it'll pull up X-ray for you and give you the full IMDb rundown on what you're watching and who's in it. It's less. You don't even have to press the button, right? It's just kind of like. Amazon is listening to everything you're doing in your home and spying on everything you have in your cabinet.
It does. By listening to the TV show, it pulls up X-ray data, information on the actor's specific episode and scenes. You can buy the video right there.
Even though you'd presumably already be watching the video, but yeah.
Firefly can also recognize art, which brings up a Wikipedia entry, artist and art info. Okay, how about something kind of crazy? What if you're
to buy this Pablo Picasso piece? Can you get it to me 2-day shipping?
Shut up. So, what if you're watching Firefly using the Firefly feature?
Ooh.
Think about that. Think about that, Nathan Fillion.
I think it'll send you to a Doctor Who episode.
From video fed in right now from the event.
Okay, well let's stay live though. Let's stay live right now. Yeah. So we just want to let you know that we're going to feed some of this video of the reveal to you so you can see it as it happens, but we want to stick live with the blog, and we will show you that video afterwards. It says if you see a number, you can use Firefly to scan it and allow you to make a phone call. Wow,
That's pretty cool.
This is
that.
this is getting cool.
Yeah, but how many businesses have their phone number listed on like their sign out front?
Fine, Donald Bell.
I've done this actually. I take a picture. I
Yes,
go to this place
yeah.
where I
Yes,
get my hair
yes.
cut. And I take a
Right.
picture of the sign with a number.
Right.
Yes,
This would be awesome.
I've done that. I've done that before. Not for a haircut though. It says Firefly recognizes 100 million different items in real-world situations. Email addresses, movies, books, songs, QR codes, URLs, barcodes, TV episodes, phone numbers, all that. Bezos points out that the machine vision can be tough because you have to contend with glare, for instance, which messes up the imaging. I'm not sure what Jessica's referencing directly right now.
Just like if in the sense of like the OCR, of getting images. How if you have a crappy camera, then it's probably not going to be able to pick it up. But since they've invested so much in the image quality, and also Firefly uses semantic boosting to get the phone number right by eliminating invalid numbers. That helps with scanning in images that might have glare or wrinkles on them.
And for all you waiting on the phone lines, John, 49 minutes. I see you. Okay, I see you. Stick with us. Beast.
All right, so Amazon is deploying its customers to scan the world.
You know what that also could help you with? Ladies' phone numbers.
Ooh.
Maybe their handwriting isn't the best. You need some of that. You're drunk.
Scan your lady.
You need that OCR semantics. You get that right? Date night, baby.
Lady scanning.
Thanks, Firefly. Thanks,
Sounds
Firefly.
sexy. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you mind if I Firefly you? No?
Let's call this number.
You're gonna call it?
No. They put it up for us to call.
Yeah, it's an Easter egg. We got to do it. We will probably get like a free phone.
Hey, can you save that number? We'll call. Save that. Oh shoot! If I had a Firefly phone, I would have been able to just screen cap it right now.
I'm calling.
Save that. We're gonna call that number later at the post show.
Oh.
Fake.
That's it.
Fake number.
Fake.
The deception of this entire presentation has now been put out for us.
I feel like every other piece of information on every other slide might have been false. Yeah.
What can I believe that comes out of Jeff Bezos now?
That's pretty crazy. Just like a scanning thing, huh?
Yeah, I think it's so. Right now, it's showing how the technology breaks down text recognition, even on like a picture, like a wall of flyers.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I have to say, though, from the apps that I've used on the iPhone that do that kind of optical character recognition and the scanning, they sometimes can really eat up battery life. Like, they're not...
They're like the translation apps that you did? Stuff like
those
that?
translation ones, but also I'm trying to think of the other ones that I've used before. Prism, I think, for iPhone does that. And it's not light on the battery.
Firefly scrapes the image for relevant info, compressing a large image file to a smaller one with only small bits of info. That helps the phone send the info to its cloud service to process the image and get the appropriate answer. There is a dedicated Firefly button, guys. Here we go. There's a picture there, a dedicated Firefly button. That's sick. That is sick.
I guess. I mean, but it's right. Is it on the same side as a dedicated camera button? There's a lot of buttons.
That looks like it's on the bottom right.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, how fast is it to... I mean, there's no faster way to access it than with a button.
I'm also seeing in this image, though, like two of those corner cameras that have not come up in the discussion yet.
Not yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
Seen that sloth? Have you seen that sloth meme? Like, it's kind of like pervy, and then it goes like, not yet. Have you guys haven't seen that?
No. We'll have to take a break from this.
I'm going to go look. You know, here, why don't you keep on reading? I'm going to find it. Seriously.
All right. So the Firefly button, this is coming from Jessica. The Firefly button is not to be confused with the camera shutter button. Amazon is embracing buttons where other phone makers are experimenting with losing them completely. I think the point is more about quickly accessing the tools you want rather than how you get there. Me, at this stage, Jessica likes buttons. Roger says the Firefly feature appears to work very quickly, but he wants to see how quick it could work outside of a controlled demo. Third-party developers can build into Firefly 2 using Amazon's content. So that could be a cool hook to get developers interested in Amazon's, developing for Amazon specifically. Amazon's SDK for developers, build custom actions.
Is someone trying to beat the price on the snack machine right now? I bet you I can get Cheetos cheaper on Amazon.
Someone's scanning the Cheetos.
No, unfortunately, that was using the MyFitnessPal app.
Oh, yeah.
Probably not the best thing.
Okay.
Bezos said it took iHeartRadio one day to build a link to its app using the SDK. So again, right, playing that whole make it easy for developers to jump on board with their Firefly
a
application.
Vivino Wine Recognizer to help pull into your Vivino Wine database. Is that a company that Amazon owns?
I don't know.
I suspect it probably is. Bezos says, Cheetos are delicious, but I do not think we need any advanced computer science to tell us that they aren't nutritious. They are Dayglow orange.
Is that what Bezos says?
That's what Bezos said. Talking about the MyFitnessPal app.
The Firefly SDK is available immediately, and they're rolling a TV ad for Firefly and Fire Phone. We still haven't gotten a 3D yet.
No.
I do think that it is a single button, but why not just build an app and then throw this out there to every phone platform as well? You know?
Gives people a reason to buy this phone.
Well, Amazon has also been very smart about, we saw it with their Kindle app, they weren't afraid to make their services available on other platforms, knowing that, we want you to,
when there's
content.
Something competing with them, like when they're competing against iTunes and they have their version of iTunes, it makes sense to compete on as many platforms as you can, especially when the competition, Apple, won't compete with you on Android. But if it's something that's really a unique, little weapon that they have, then
I mean, this is definitely, they could keep it. They probably should to a certain extent, and then maybe they just see how the stats bear out and how much people are actually using it.
Yeah, but I will say this will probably be a feature we'll see on the Fire tablets.
Yeah,
on the next gen.
All right, here we go, guys. We're talking about 3D. Bezos is starting off here talking about 14th century geometric perspective was developed. They're showing some art pieces, clearly setting up some sort of perspective.
Mm-hmm. Roger's excited for 3D coming. It's got to be it. Almost every painting we see makes use of geometric perspective. More pictures, doodles.
That'd been funny if there was like a children's scribble. Just throw it in there.
Maybe he's just bringing this back to the Mr. Purple House book. All right. Where's that sloth video?
It's not a sloth video. It's just a stupid meme.
Oh. Cue another video.
Actually, it's kind of a dirty meme, so I don't want to actually.
All right.
I mean, it's not that bad, but it is.
No. Actually, I wound up trying to figure out what kind of sounds sloths make normally. I came across a video of sloth sounds, and they kind of sound bizarre. They kind of just like.
I'm gonna let Stephen Beacham look at my screen, but you guys can't look at it to show you what.
I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it right now.
Pretty adorable. Though. Sloth sounds, not this video. I have no idea.
I love these shots of Bezos looking on proud.
He should be.
I've seen a couple of them.
So right now, as they're talking about the 3D interface, Roger says the video explains how the picture needs to know where you are and how you're looking at it for it to be true 3D.
Sounds like the same explanation we got in the Wii video.
Which was a great... I mean, that not only did that fill 5 minutes of content,
yeah,
it was a great video.
All right, here's the 3D interface, says Jessica.
She said here it is, but we don't have a picture yet.
So she's...
Wait for the picture, yo!
They're calling this dynamic perspective. I don't think that's the name of it, but...
Okay, I was like, are you getting information ahead of me?
That's what Roger Chang is saying. To call this dynamic perspective. But I think he's talking about the phenomena, not the actual feature.
If you could see my screen, you would laugh at this meme.
Yeah, but then I'd be distracted forever. Unsee.
All right.
All right.
Bezos is showing off the lock screen with the Egyptian pyramids and runes, and then a forest. The image changes as you move your phone and your perspective. This is one of the rumors, right? Lock screen wallpapers that were really cool. Now, hopefully, that's not what the people were looking at and only looking at.
Yeah, hopefully, this isn't all like 5 cameras put onto this phone just so you can have cooler lock screen wallpapers.
We're not getting necessarily reaction from Jessica and Roger yet.
No, but
They're just talking about
this is
it.
again where we're running up against the fact that we can't really show the 3D effect except maybe in video, which we'll get later. But
well, the cool thing is though that if it works the way that our demo showed, we should actually be able to see it.
Yeah,
right.
Video.
If
the camera is tracking,
yes,
along with the image. Yeah.
Can we take a picture and make it 3D and make that your lock screen?
This is the portion of the live broadcast where you put on your 3D glasses.
Roger Chang says the images do look a lot better than they have in past 3D phones. Bezos is now pulling up a map application. This was another rumor that their maps would be 3D.
That could be a cool use.
I'm not sure what mapping partnerships they have lined up yet, but
Ooh, look at that. That's kind of neat.
Is that Empire?
Empire State Building.
Right?
West 34th Street.
Yeah. Been there. He zooms into the Empire State Building and moves his phone around to get a 3D image of the building. Jessica says, I have to say the 3D UI looks really awesome in this demo, so far seen on a lock screen and maps. You know what this phone is, Donald? This phone is on fire! Good, Steven. Like Bonnie, our executive producer just held her ears and closed her eyes and cried. She cried.
This is actually, if they can play this into a 3D, glasses-free 3D version of Minecraft, as they have shown their affinity for, with the Fire TV.
It's over.
It will be over. Game over.
Interesting, Roger says he pulls up the map app. Mapping was considered a weaker point in this potential offering. The graphics look deep and engaging and pretty serene on that forest, according to Jessica. It's cool that in that still photo you can at least kind of see, you can like almost imagine what it would look like in 3D still.
I can almost imagine how much cooler the feature would look on a tablet, actually. It's like it's already cutting off the building because there's not a lot of screen real estate there. But once they put this on their tablet, inevitably, I think I could see a better use case for it.
I've got to think someone who's an Amazon Prime user that doesn't have a smartphone right now is pretty juiced about this right now.
Well, there's a lot of cool. They've done a lot of work to put in those cool, unique features like the fingerprint scanner on the iPhone, where you'll have things to show off to people to justify spending whatever it's going to cost you to get this thing.
Now, who was it? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. I can't remember if it wasn't Eric. Was it Lane who wanted like the best hardware? I mean, if he's the guy that doesn't like a phone that's not made out of metal, this phone is not going to be for him.
No. All right, Jessica's saying that Amazon does not appear to be repeating the sins of the past with others' interpretation of 3D. This looks like to be a pretty unique interpretation of how to use 3D. Roger's saying you can tilt your phone to move the map around. You don't have to teach someone to do that. That's just how the physical objects behave. Tilting to move, I guess, is what he's saying. Like it's
what's cool about
this anti-gravity map
is I like that they're just showing it right now. They're not like explaining the tech behind it right out of the gates. It's like, show me. Sensors mean the tilting the phone in directions to get a better look at, say the street name and Yelp review should feel more natural because, as Bezos says, it's how objects behave in the real world.
Yeah, but if you're showing it off to somebody as like a real map and the map is slipping away, you'd want to be able to keep it still. But
a little gentle tilt will pull up Yelp info and reviews on the map. Interesting. I guess I got to see that. It's like a little flick or something, like whoop, and then it goes. Bezos pulls up a line of addresses. Very interesting.
It's good.
It's
a
little
dress
typing.
Shopping. Yep.
They're typing a lot. By tilting the phone, you can scroll through the different addresses. So it has like an accelerometer
It is dresses.
Really? Oh,
I was right.
I was wrong. So where did this come from? Is this just like an app? I guess we're jumping around.
Yeah, gentle tilts.
I mean, I do want to see this 3D in person. This is
tilt
cool.
to zoom.
Okay, so are they on the Amazon store right now?
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like they're talking about the actual Amazon storefront. and that you can use the phone accelerometer to navigate through the content, which is something that we had talked about, like my slipper.
Yeah, but this is different than 3D. This is about, now we're kind of moving on to the accelerometer control for the phone.
Bezos calls this lenticular.
Jessica approves of Jeff Bezos' taste in dresses.
I have nothing for you there.
Wait, he's saying that tilting is lenticular? Or the 3D effect?
Well, it's hard when you're not there, you know?
Yeah.
Another application that uses this dynamic perspective is the web browser. So they're trying to show off this technology and how it changes depending on what you're using. He pulls up the Washington Post article. Amazon has acquired the Washington Post.
Or Jeff Bezos has.
Jeff Bezos. Yeah, that's right.
I think separately, right? Yeah.
By tilting the phone, you can scroll up or down.
It's called auto scroll.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's what Roger Chang said.
I was waiting for it to populate on mine. Okay, this is cool.
This to me is not part of the WoW though.
No, it's just kind of, and here we got some extra, some. Let's see what I'm gonna go to CNET Live's hashtag. I want to hear what people are thinking.
Yeah, what are
right
people
now.
saying on the Twitters?
And you can kind of keep us up to date.
All right. Roger says, I can see how the tilt auto scroll could be annoying. Like, what if I tilt by accident? All right, now it looks like we're moving on to books. At least I see a picture of a book. The pictures seem to be a little bit ahead of the comments. Obviously, though, as an Amazon product, it's going to have your Kindle ebooks built into this. Jessica also not exactly sure how she feels about the auto-scrolling gesture. Actually, I think it's one of those things you either love or hate. I tried it on other phones to ill effect, but if this is subtle and fast, it might work better, especially for ebooks. So apparently you can tilt to change pages on your book.
All right, we're going to keep on taking your CNET Live hashtags right now as we continue to go through this just to get some impressions. We can take my screen for a moment really quickly if you want to. Ethan is saying, think 3D movies from Amazon in glassless free 3D. I've got to admit, that sounds kind of cool. CNET Live, S.E. Adams says, I see nothing making me want to give up my Note 3 for the Fire. Peter Valencia says, would I switch to AT&T for the Fire phone? Nope, not yet, but price is the deciding factor.
Roger says, if you put your thumb on the screen, it will stop the scrolling effect.
That's kind of a weird...
You let it go and it will keep going. But you can kind of keep your phone tilted and it'll auto-scroll through the pages a little bit on a book. But if you want to stop it, you just hold it down.
It feels natural, he says. I've got to imagine it's a very subtle tilt, too, just a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how that plays out in Here's a look at some of the icons that Amazon has loaded on their phones.
Jessica says the auto-scroll feature, it kind of works like a teleprompter. It can be like the books on cruise control, but you just hold it down when you want it to stop.
I don't know about, I don't know if I want to read a book like a teleprompter.
Maybe it forces you to read faster. You're like, oh, it's gonna auto turn the page soon.
Hold on.
I also see on this photo here how there's a tab at the very top between the cloud and the device, like on a lot of Kindle Fire devices. So you can see the apps that you actually have stored there, and then you can flick over to ones you might have on the cloud that you can download back down.
I just feel like this Firefly feature, is a shopper's, a consumer who likes and enjoys doing that. That is just like crack.
Yeah. Roger also says that in addition to apps that you can pin to your screen, you can also pin books or magazines, content to the app grid. And now we're looking more at the UI. Jessica says that pinning other content to the app grid kind of feels like what Windows Phone did with their start screen, but she likes it. There's a carousel of apps on top as well as a standard common apps list on the bottom. Feels pretty Kindle Fiery to me.
Oh, there we go. There's a look at that Kindle Fire-ish esque, right? The carousel,
yeah,
and the row of apps on the bottom. I can't read what that word is right above those two possible emails or something.
I think it says.
I know. Can you read
combined book
or combined view?
Combined inbox. I think it says.
Oh, combined inbox.
So maybe that's like your
good eye. Good eye.
Text messages and emails combined.
Did the TV behind you go to sleep?
Must have.
Yeah.
It's been that long.
Or maybe Brian Tong's foot hit something accidentally.
Here's also a look at the. They're showing some pictures of like kind of it looks like that carousel with when you're on the camera app. It shows the icon of the app with some of the content related to that app before you actually jump into that app, right?
Spilling out below it.
So it's like a preview of the content associated with that. Interesting. Okay.
Kind of a widget-like feature.
Just reading some more CNET hashtags, CNET Live hashtags. Ali Kari is saying, Kyrie, where's the 3D, Amazon? They were just showing it, buddy. Have you missed it all? Justin Lowe, Fire Phone seems only to be for people with Prime, and even then you got those apps on all platforms. Why should I switch? That is up to you.
Yeah.
Essie Adams, there we go. Carousel!
You're adding some else there, buddy. Now nobody is watching the live stream with us at all. No,
stop that.
That was
Should we give them information?
Square wave in my ear. You like rattled out some earwax on that.
I could have gone longer, honestly.
I bet you could have.
That's what I tell the ladies.
All right, we're moving on to music. We're looking at streaming of the Justin Timberlake 2020 experience.
You say that with angst.
Bezos really loves the JT. The music app runs on a 3-panel design. I'm not sure exactly how that's displayed here. But you got your music library both on the cloud and on the device. You can toggle between it. It kind of just reminds me of what the app looks like even now on the iPhone.
The panel design is like a Windows 8 type thing. If they're saying it's 3 panels across it.
Yeah. It says the right panel has synchronized lyrics.
It's hard to talk about like UI interface. Like when you see the pictures and you want to see it in motion, you can never really like capture what it's really like. But you know,
it's like a karaoke app, huh?
Where
synchronized lyrics.
Oh, good lord!
And Bezos just flicked his wrist to navigate the music app, showing more off of the gesture control here. Probably not something you want to do while you're jogging. Yeah. Well, show us more. Show us more.
He's also saying you can imagine with dynamic perspective tech can do with gaming. This is actually really cool because the game's already built in with a 3D. It's just more about tracking your perspective, right?
Sure.
So Bezos is pulling up the game Tofu Fury.
I picked this one because the idea of angry tofu delights me.
I will defeat you, Tofu Fury.
So he says you can tilt the phone to look at different perspectives in the game. Excellent. So it does have that. What seems to me to be the Nintendo 3DSe effect, glasses free, but using a different technique for the 3D. It's not particular. Jessica wants to let us know that she just had fried tofu last night and it was delicious.
I don't care about that. I really don't.
Nor do I believe it.
I don't. Yeah, it's not. It's a lie. This game looks trippy, according to Roger. Just while we're watching all this stuff, we do have our polls that are pinned directly below our video player. We want to know, guys, what about this? Is it a must buy, or are you staying away? And I mean, those are kind of two harsh responses on one side or the other, but we don't want to give you something in the middle.
Yes.
I'm gonna
choose or die.
What should we choose here, guys? What do you want to choose? Must buy or staying away?
Well, I think us in this room are probably staying away.
We're probably staying away, but I still think it's a really cool phone, quite honestly.
It is cool.
Let's click on must buy. Let's just see what the CNETers are thinking and feeling. Because nothing tells you the pulse of the nation.
If I had to put
like
a third
CNET
choice
poll.
on there, it would be I must buy the next Kindle Fire because that's where these features are. The Kindle Fire HDX or whatever it is, the tablet version that's going to have these features built into it. Because I feel like that's going to be a lot cooler than the 3D effect on my phone.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna click must buy.
Yeah, let's click on. I think it's gonna be pretty low. Oh, wow.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Pretty split.
Doesn't say exactly. There could be 3 people voting on that, though.
No, there's way more than 3 people voting on our polls, Donald Bell.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm gonna tell you that right now.
I want to know the numbers.
You're like, wait, do we really?
Yeah. Talking more about dynamic perspective.
They said we started working on this 4 years ago. We had early prototypes working in the first week. Wow.
The key is knowing where the head is at all times.
Don't look at me like that, Donald.
This is like those goggles that dude had.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Chung Lee, James Chung Lee, JCL.
These are like exactly.
Yeah, they went to the same hardware store to buy them.
But that's why he showed everyone how he did it. He pretty much inspired the idea of like, look, this is what I can do with the Wii. So, I mean, that guy is like, and he did this from his home. That's just what amazes me. Smart dude. Actually, if you're watching, we love you. Like, I honestly love you.
I love you.
Look at how I'm looking at you in your eyes, JCL. Donald's getting awkward.
I'm reading the live blog.
What are they saying?
Saying that this is when they were developing it, that they had to use computers, and even with computers, it was difficult because you had different factors like lighting and shadows and beards and glasses and makeup, bright sun, no hair, mustache, hats, glasses, poor lighting. The real world. It's a difficult place to do this kind of experiment in.
So it's more like he said. It's about the head tracking. So those cameras must be plotting like basically the general shape, edges of your head, and then also see your eyes at the same time.
Yeah, I figure they got to be doing. It's kind of like having like a little Connect in your phone.
Using the existing front-facing camera won't work. The field of view is too narrow. So right now they're showing some images of the corner cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I just think this is just cool. I just gotta see. I feel like,
and you gotta hand it to Amazon. This is something no one else has put
exactly.
into a phone,
And I think that if some other company might have released this, maybe it would create a little more hype. But I'm like, as someone who follows Amazon, I mean, they've clearly taken major leaps and bounds now, just from a hardware standpoint.
Right.
They've invested in it. I mean, they have an entire product line now, and they're doing things that no one has ever done before.
So each one of these cameras has a 72-degree field of view, a wide field of view, to be able to capture as much about your face as possible. They also need to know how far away your head is, so Amazon added more cameras. Yeah, I mean, I think Amazon was smart to sit back and see how these other phone releases are doing. And I feel like the timing is good, too, in the sense that instead of us, like years up to this, we would be hammering on processor speed, the latest version of Android being in there, about, megapixels and other factors that now have kind of all become predictable and not as exciting or as definitive or defining of how you're going to purchase your phone. As long as it works well and it doesn't, run slowly, then it becomes much more about the apps and the features and the ecosystem.
Yeah, they're still kind of breaking down the technology here, saying the 2 cameras are called stereo vision, but it doesn't stop there. It don't stop.
No. More cameras.
Problem is that users tend to hold the phone in different ways, which may obscure one of the cameras. So it added 4 corner cameras.
Oh, wow.
These guys are boss.
Oh, that's interesting. So, like, only 2 cameras are necessary, but they added another 2 just to make sure that at any given time you're not covering up
the camera. That is crazy.
Cool.
But then people use their phone in absolute darkness, whether up at night or in a car. These phones have to work in the dark, so it added infrared lights, 1 in each camera.
Man, it is going to be scary.
This is crazy.
Scary, like terrifyingly scary, the kind of images Amazon is going to have of your face.
These phones, so yeah, we talked about the phones working in the dark. They are global shutter cameras instead of a rolling shutter, which means they are 10 times more efficient, and they are turned on only when needed. I think Steven, we need to work on a song. I think we're going to have to work on a song.
Carousel or a gold phone again. That's funny.
I'm serious, though. I feel like if this was like a Google, more of a Google product, and like Google was like, I would be more terrified about the amount of stuff that is being collected about me.
Just overall.
Yeah, the phone listening to me all the time, the phone scanning all of my documents and things I come across on a daily basis, and keeping track of my face at all times. And it's
the future, man.
I guess. Yeah.
Better tech, more information. It's scary. You kind of got to play the game.
I don't know whether I trust Amazon more with the information or not, but I do know that if it was Google saying this right now or Facebook, I would be terrified.
Yeah, that's a good point. There are other wrinkles, including baldness and sunglasses. They're talking about the difficulty is because everyone is different. Other varieties that make this tough machine learning problem, he says. So to recap, Jessica's just recapping that there are 4 cameras and a center camera.
Each with infrared.
We will get more information as it comes. All right, let's check out what we've got here going on.
Amazon tested the Fire Phone against a creepy dummy of a woman's head with disco lighting to make sure it worked.
All right, let's go just quick some of the hashtags on CNET with using the hashtag CNET Live. Richard Hines says, or Hines, I'm sorry if I'm messing it up. A hacker is going to have fun with this Fire Phone and all of its cameras. Kaleem Khan says, CNET Live, the package does not seem compelling enough to switch, especially if you're invested hundreds of dollars into an iPhone or a Galaxy. Stosh Lemberes, the new Amazon phone is built around selfies. It's the quad selfie?
Look at this image is pretty creepy. The way that it's actually detecting like the eyes. That one's creepy, but the next one where they have like the eye tracking and the mouth tracking,
because that's a draw map,
and
right?
They're actually kind of mapping your face, and they're replacing your eyeballs and mouth with little tracking dots.
They're all you are the T1000.
Yeah. Whoa, next one. It gets even closer.
Oh, really? Yeah, mine isn't populated yet.
There we go.
Tommy Askins is saying, I think these features are amazing, but I still wonder about battery life. These features will drain a battery quickly. I think that's the thing. No one has still given us a compelling battery solution yet.
How is the battery life going to be great when you're like plugging this thing with 6 cameras?
5 at least, yeah, 4, and then the main one. Oh, yeah, 6, the rear one, and there might be a second one on the rear too,
yeah,
right?
if you're taking 3D images with this thing too, right? You kind of have to if you're going to do a 3D screen.
Yeah.
And then you got like the always present microphone there for your what is it? Firefly requests or listening to your Firefly shows and all that stuff.
All right, so while they're breaking this down, guys, this is some of the footage that we have from our team. This is not happening live, but this is when Bezos is demoing the 3D interface. We'll continue to talk about this, but this is really cool. Does it have audio on it, Beecham?
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll play it lightly, and we'll add some extra bullet points.
I can tap on any of these items.
This is exclusive. No one else has this right now, guys.
So I'll tap on the book, and you can see I can buy the Kindle edition, I can buy the paperback, I can go into the audiobook store, I can share it with a friend, and so on. Okay. I want to also show you that Firefly can not only see, but Firefly can listen as well. Can you please go ahead and play that song?
Sick.
Sunshine by Courtyard Hounds. And let's look at the actions here. You can buy the MP3, you can buy the CD, but you can also, third parties can build actions for Firefly. So here's iHeartRadio as one example. And what iHeartRadio does, they have an action that creates an iHeartRadio station using the song that I just recognized as the seed for the station. Let's tap on that. Let's just do it. And there it is. It's as easy as that.
Do you know if do we have any video of the 3D effect at all yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
When it comes on, I'll pop it up.
Awesome. So just to let you know, guys, no one has any footage from inside that room except us. They're still talking about the technology behind the cameras and the 3D and the dynamic perspective,
and
but
how they're able to not mistake pictures of people's faces for people's actual faces by measuring the depth of the image so that if you got someone's face on your T-shirt or face on a coffee mug, it's not going to detect that. It's going to be able to know the difference between pictures and actual people's faces. More on dynamic perspective and the SDK available to developers to develop for dynamic perspective. Another video, Zillow apparently talking about how they're going to use dynamic perspective, maybe for giving tours of people's homes, helping people shop for homes online. What else do we have? I'm checking Twitter here.
Let's see what we got here.
People still want to know the price. What are the price? What's the price? What's the battery life? Cool features. Let's see.
I want a low price for Prime users, says Ricardo MJ Fam.
Yeah. Like Jeffrey McLaughlin says, 6 cameras. Who designed this? Exhibit?
I like this, though. Essie Adams, who has been tweeting us a lot, says, after seeing the live video, I want to change my vote to maybe. Because I think, yeah, you got to see that stuff in action to sell it to you more. But from everything we've heard from our perspective here, get it?
Perspective, yeah. Our dynamic perspective here.
That's right. That's right. But from what we're hearing, I mean, it is really cool. Wouldn't it be a cool world if you could just have every phone you wanted, 3 phones, 4 phones, use them for different reasons?
They're called burner phones, Brian. I think you know all about it.
I watch a little too much 24 too, right? By the way, are any of you guys watching 24?
No, not 24 guy. So I think we've come across.
We
this
did,
before.
yeah. I was trying to get you all into it last time. It's just severely disappointing.
Game of Thrones.
Who is not watching Game of Thrones?
I know.
If you're not watching Game of Thrones or not even trying to catch up, you're not my friend. Quite honestly.
I'm all caught up, Brian.
Good.
You have to be caught up because if you can't go on Twitter.
Well, that's and a lot of times I'll maybe watch the episode a day or two after it airs, but on the season finale I had to watch it.
Oh yeah.
Because everyone's going to spoil every damn thing.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're not here, so we can stop talking about it.
Well, you know that part where
now. All right, it says
and when that guy
now
dies,
for some small touches, says Jeff Bezos.
Oh, that sounds dirty.
Another hero shot of Bezos right here.
So he's leaning back, he can't even, the force of his invention is forcing him back off his stool.
Just to let you know, the poll has shifted from 48% to 52 to 49 to 51.
Ooh, it's getting
Let's
close.
buy. I'm just saying, I think Amazon is doing a great job. I did not expect it to be that close, quite honestly. This is great for them. All right, small touches matter. A bonsai tree. Is there a bonsai app? What if you could trim a tree in
virtual
3D?
Dynamic perspective bonsai tree.
I don't know.
Could be.
Are we getting punchy here? Are we losing our sanity?
A little bit. But that's pretty typical for this late in the show.
We start talking to each other.
Start actually communicating with each other. Small touches matter.
My goodness.
All right. What about... he really hasn't said anything about taking 3D images, though, yet.
No.
Right? All right, so it looks like some kind of calendar.
Allison Tom, our producer, said love 24. Just want to let you know. She just texted me that. At least I got one person on my side. She's over there right now?
Yeah.
Love 24. Okay, what is going on here?
It looks like all I'm seeing is a kind of a layover screen that shows upcoming appointments.
Here we go.
Messages,
a nifty feature.
Screen.
Sorry about that. Here, Roger's saying a nifty feature. You can silence your ringer for 3 hours. After that, it turns back on, like a movie.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Perfect. Like a movie.
That makes sense. 'Cause you always forget to turn it back on.
Yeah, right? yeah. That's a pain in the butt.
It'd be neat if the Firefly feature could tell you're watching a movie and then automatically silence the phone.
Start sending you IMDb information about the movie you're watching.
Spoil major plot lines.
Right. Or only turn back on during the parts of the movie that are boring because it knows.
Characters that die, all of the above. Okay, Roger Chang is saying the Fire Phone looks like it won't be a discount phone at all. It looks like they haven't revealed the price just yet.
No. I see
a
a screenshot here on AT&T.
Oh, really? Okay. Shoot,
$199 for 32 gigabytes black, $299 for 64 gigs black.
So $200 for a 32 gig, pretty much the standard. Is that what you're saying? That's what they're doing?
Yeah.
Where's this? Is it showing right there? I can't see.
Or no, just Jessica Dolcourt's got a screenshot up on the live blog there. She says she found the information on the carrier before AT&T took it down.
All right, guys. So here's the official word from AT&T: $199 for the 32 gig, and $299 for 64 gig. That's pretty much on par with what we have in the phone market right now with the flagship phones. I mean, the tech in here is pretty sick.
So two of us were right.
What do you mean two of us were right?
199, 299.
Well,
Wait,
I said
you said
150.
149.
Originally I said 199, and then I brought it back down. I'm just saying you can rewind the tape. I did say 199, and then then I backed down. And I said 150.
It's like originally I thought 299, but I wanted to be optimistic and say 99.
That price was introduced into the world here of this studio by
I'm
me.
not taking it. All right, 149 for Donald. Wrong. Stephen Beecham.
299 for
correct.
64 gig model though, bigger model.
I guess we should. Next time we have to specify capacity and price.
Yeah.
I mean, to make it legit.
Yeah. Well, I also said I thought they're going to go really cheap on the storage with like 8 gigs.
And then the losers have to do something. That's what the next show we're gonna
the next show.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
for the next show.
Not
Yeah.
for this one.
It's like some food challenge or something like that. It looks like they might be wrapping up soon, but it says AT&T has worked with Amazon on the Kindle for 5 years. The Fire Phone will be offered exclusively through AT&T, like we thought. There are dozens of small touches throughout the phone that we don't know about.
I want to know about them.
You can swipe a favorite photo album straight to your lock screen. Okay. Like the, I don't want to say it, actually. I'm going to get in trouble.
Does that have anything to do with the sloth?
De La Vega, AT&T CEO Ralph De La Vega, AT&T Mobility, says this is an amazing breakthrough innovation. I think he also said that about the Facebook phone. Honestly, but I'm not ripping on this phone. Quite honestly, I like everything about this phone. I don't know if it's not gonna make me switch anytime soon, but they did good.
I think Amazon has at least pulled off the launch. I find nothing objectionable about this phone so far,
which is good.
I think it's a good strategic move for Amazon. I think that they managed to pull off a surprise at a time when a lot of other phone companies haven't been able to show us anything that really wows us.
Mm-hmm.
So far so good.
Are you giving them the like?
I'm giving them the way to go, Amazon. You pulled.
Way to go!
I'm going to give you minimum sarcastic snark compared to most of my live blog coverage.
The dynamic perspective that they're talking about, Ralph De La Vega says, when I show the phone, I get one response. It's consistently, wow. Whoa-y.
Wow.
Whoa-y.
Whoa.
You get the Rick Ross.
Actually, Bezos now is not looking at De La Vega in a very flattering way. This one shot.
Oh, is he looking at with the stank eye?
Come on, really?
For real? All right, you know what?
It's
everyone on hashtagging us on Twitter for CNET Live. Let us know what you're thinking about the price. $199 for 32 gig, $299 for 64 gig. Tell us, just drop your thoughts. We will get to them. We'll probably be wrapping up this keynote in the next few minutes.
While De La Vega is on the stage, I think it's a good time to bring up the fact that there's also the T-Mobile event happening today as well in Seattle.
6 p.m.
6 p.m. We're not covering that on the live video. I think, do we have people there live blogging?
We'll have a live blog very similar to what we have here. It's just that you and I are actually going to be eating dinner.
Sleeping. or dinner.
Or dinner or sleeping.
For an old man like me, just falling asleep, cherishing the sleep. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what T-Mobile has to say. If there'll be any zings from T-Mobile about not being the exclusive carrier to this thing.
It's got to be. Here's the thing. We didn't. Did they? Oh, wait. Maybe De La Vega hasn't talked about it yet, so we should stick with them. But, one of the advantages was this Prime Data thing, right?
Yeah.
So they haven't touched upon that yet, so let's see what's going on here. De La Vega was equally wowed by the Fire TV and what it can do with the Fire. De La Vega says it's addictive and a breakthrough. I'm going to buy a whole lot more things than I ever have before. I totally agree. If you're using this phone, you're going to buy more stuff. Maybe 5-10% more stuff, but you're still going to buy more stuff. De La Vega.
I don't think you have any other option. If you're going to buy anything on this phone, it's going to be through Amazon, right? I mean, that's the whole Kindle Fire proposition.
Which is what I do. I mean, what my purchases basically are Amazon, eBay, because I do a little collecting. Sneakers, comic books.
Yeah.
I got some killer comic. I'm like ramping up just to like get a few comics before some of these movies drop.
Oh.
Some Guardians of the Galaxy stuff, like first appearance of Rocket Raccoon. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
I mean, I'll be honest. I never read the Guardians of the Galaxy comics. They got me into them, and I think this movie is going to be just ridiculous. Everything I've seen, it just looks ridiculous.
Okay, here's some video of the perspective.
Beautiful. All right, guys. We will keep you updated with what else is going on.
1,000 artists standing by to redraw the picture every time you moved your head.
Well, what if there were 1,000 artists standing by to redraw the picture every time you moved your head?
What if I didn't talk like a robot?
What if they could do it, I'll just pick a number, say 60 times a second.
Oh.
Whoa, it does really come
Dude,
across in the
that's
video.
sick.
We call this dynamic perspective.
I'm down. I'm feeling that. That's
it's like you're going to fall into
One
your
of our
phone.
lock screens. We had a lot of fun making these lock screens.
Cool. You just want to jump inside of it.
They should make one with like
So you
bouncing,
come above
moving
it, you
objects.
see. All right, how about forest?
Oh. They should have planted people in the audience and went, ooh.
I'm telling you, people are going to buy this phone just to show that feature off the same way people would buy the
Can
iPhone.
I make this my work phone or something?
They are brilliant.
3D of Stephen Beacham's face.
How about balloons?
That would sell phones like hotcakes.
Just to let you know, they're still talking about just the phone and the partnership between AT&T, but nothing else right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
But they just say that the Mayday button will work also with AT&T technicians. So if you have a problem with your phone and it's AT&T's fault, then AT&T will take the services call instead of Amazon.
Dude, the screens are
You're
moving
gonna get a
too.
chance to play with this later. I'm very excited about you getting your own hands on this. Let's go in to Maps.
It says you can pre-order the Amazon Fire today. So if you want to get one
And
already, pre-order it now.
Here we go. Let's go. This Maps, y'all.
There we go.
Cool.
Cool.
Oh, I see how you lean it. I get it.
No mention of when it would be available.
Jessica saying apparently Amazon had a July 25th delivery date posted, and the phone comes out with a year of Amazon Prime for free, but that was the alleged, no official yet. We'll wait and see.
And let's look for some Thai food around here.
Oh, he did a little
Did you
flip.
have the
Yeah,
flip?
he flipped
That was
it.
pretty cool.
Thai restaurants.
See, this is great. Kudos to our video team. I'm sorry, this is just awesome
Yeah.
to have like right now. No one else has
Let me
this.
show you dynamic perspective, how useful it is in certain situations on screen. So again, I draw your attention to this little current location indicator there, the black arrow. You see how it's on a different layer from the map itself.
I can't see
And
that,
it's
Jeff.
It's like it's like moving around a
the
little
name of the
bit.
street underneath.
It's like hovering above the
Now, as a
map.
designer on a phone, you're often faced with this kind of trade-off. Every time you bring an on-screen element onto something like a map, it obscures something else. And so you have to be very judicious. But here, we get to use natural movement. I can tilt just like that. And it says Smith Street. Tilt a little left.
I see what he's
it's
doing.
West Smith
It's so
Street.
subtle, though.
It's covered up, but I'm holding it like this.
I went to
So if I look down,
Amazon.com/fire-phone,
you
and
don't
that
have
took
to
me
teach
to
anybody to do that.
/fire/phone.
Everybody in
Oh,
this
fire-phone.
Everybody in this world already knows how to do that because it's how physical objects behave. And we use dynamic perspective sensors to be able to do this.
Just FYI, guys, the pricing was originally on AT&T site. I guess they said has been taken down. But here, if you look at the Amazon.com/fire-phone, they're showcasing it at $199. If 649 looks like it must be an unlocked version, right?
649 is probably without without a service plan and probably 64 gig. I don't want to accidentally order. Oh, I'm not logged in. Okay, right. Oh, I am logged in.
Buy! Buy that Fire phone. All right, we'll go back to the video real quick.
It goes away. It's incredibly natural. That's dynamic perspective.
Pre-order today, ships out July 25th, according to the Keynote right now.
Let's go over here. Go to the store. Here's some dresses. Tap on dresses. Look what I can do with dynamic perspective. As I tilt, I'm controlling that browsing.
It's pretty fun to see in person, you know, versus the stills.
Yeah.
Tilt the other way.
It's fun.
So it does say it includes a full year Prime limited time offer on the page here.
Yeah, 12 months of Prime will be included for a limited time. Okay. But no Prime data announcement? Okay.
And I can use the same techniques. If I tilt just a little, I can enlarge this image. Look at the dress big. I tilt back. We call this lenticular. In some ways, it's reminiscent of those Halloween decorations you see.
So if you're a Prime member already and you buy a phone, does that mean you get an extra year on top for free?
Better, hopefully.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, how would they make that work?
Nothing about 3D photos for what it's worth. Like, I'm looking at all the spin here on their camera system, the advanced camera system, 1080p, HDR, panorama, automatic backup to cloud drive, 13 megapixel camera, unlimited cloud storage, but nothing on 3D pictures. Not that that was a big sell. In fact, that was the thing people were hating on the most. Like, if this is just a phone with a 3D camera, I'm not buying it. But you'd think that they would throw it in there with all the cameras that are on this phone.
But there's a better way to scroll on this phone because of dynamic perspective.
Any more announcements coming through?
All I have to do is tilt this phone.
But again, guys, we will be here after. We'll take about 4 or 5 calls, wrap up what we saw, our impressions, get your thoughts on here. Hashtag us at CNET Live, or you can call us at 1-888-900-CNET. I think the phone lines are actually stacked right now. They are. And one of our buddies, John, has been waiting for like an hour and 40 minutes. Insane. Right now, they're also just showing customer testimonials looking at the phone and playing with it. There's a really funny picture here of a woman whose mind has clearly been blown.
She's gone cross-eyed. She can't go back after staring at the 3D effect for
She gone hyphy.
hours.
She gone hyphy. Oh, man.
But yeah, Roger's saying that there's been no mention of the Prime wireless service or subsidized service that a lot of people were looking for. Unless it's like one more thing at the very end, it is not here.
But yeah, $200 on contract Amazon phone, and then the unlocked version appears to be the 32 gig for $649.
Oh, that's expensive. That's like iPhone price.
Yep. They also they didn't talk about it, but they're also offering a. Oh no, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah,
they talked about the free year of Prime.
Yeah.
Yep. Apparently, someone in the audience shrieked when they heard that.
Did someone squee?
Yeah.
Did someone squee?
Yeah. Yeah, Amazon did not mention on stage that the phone would be unlocked or that there is unlocked pricing, but that's probably just because AT&T was there and didn't want to even have the audience imagine getting the phone without it being on contract.
All right, guys, it looks like Bezos has just signed off and said, I hope you guys have as much fun using this phone as we had building it. Thank you. And with that, they're done. Right now, I know that our crews on site are going to be shuttled off to a separate location to get hands-on with the phone. I'd say this sometimes I don't, but sometimes we don't expect much from companies when we do some of these live keynotes. But I was impressed. I genuinely enjoyed what I saw today.
I got some wow, especially after seeing the effect on video there. there's some genuine wow there.
Agreed. Completely agreed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm feeling good about this. Again, I'm not going to run out and buy one right now just because of what I'm locked into, and that's the obstacle that they have to face.
But I feel like if part of the fun of being a gadget geek is getting the thing that you can show off to people and have it feel like the future and that you got this magical thing that no one else has yet, this is a product that will give you that momentary thrill.
So, you going to get one then?
No.
I know we're joking about that when we say that. Right now, the poll here, what do you think of Amazon smartphone must buy? It's shifted a little, 47% say must buy. I'm saying away 53%, but I think that's actually really good. Based on the audience that we have here probably watching, that has a majority of you guys have iPhone, Samsung, HTC, Nexus 5. That's a pretty good reception from the tech crowd, knowing how skeptical they can be.
And I will say this again, even though I'm not getting this phone, I really am considering already pre-ordering the tablet they haven't announced yet that's going to have these features built into it.
Absolutely.
That will be even more eye-popping and amazing.
So just to recap a few of the highlights, one of the cool things, first of all, let's get to the pricing. 32 gigs, $199. 64 gigs, $299 on contract, exclusive to AT&T. No released information about any type of Prime data plan that was rumored, so let's just squash that for now.
But you do get a year of Prime free,
yes.
At least for a limited time.
A year of Amazon Prime. Have a hook into all their services, really cool. The two kind of cool software features we saw, Firefly with a dedicated button to be able to pretty much have your phone detect through whether it's visually or listen through audio, music, TV shows, products, barcodes, and then plug you directly into the Amazon store. For those of you Amazon consumers, you have a Prime membership, you get 2-day free shipping. There's a lot of connections over there, just like that tie it all together. That's really
also,
nice.
Also, the unlimited photo storage, I think, is a pretty big deal too for people who. I mean, if you're taking photos these days, most of us are taking photos on our phone, and having that there as a backup for your photos is a great bonus.
Beecham, what are your thoughts, man?
I think it's really cool. I really like it. I mean, it's going to revolutionize shopping. It's going to revolutionize people looking at their phone and going, "Oh, I want to go inside my phone." But yeah, I thought it was really cool. I think they did great.
I think the fun thing about this also, a lot of times at keynotes, everyone says, "Oh, that's not revolutionary. That's evolutionary." What we saw today was, let's not blow up the word too much, but we've never seen anything like this before.
Yeah.
Therefore, revolution. Nary.
Yeah, these are the moments we live for.
You said it so convincingly.
It's true though. This is like one of those genuine kind of moments of surprise. I feel like having lived through a number of, press conferences and different announcements from big guys like Apple and Samsung and HTC. It's been a lot of kind of like predictable. We kind of saw it all coming kind of stuff. And if Amazon has been keeping this thing in their pocket for like 5 years, good on them for actually keeping a surprise that long and actually it seeming to wow people.
And that no one else could pull off before them. You have companies like Apple and Samsung and Google that can actually move pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
If let's be honest, most of these companies know what everyone else, what each other is doing most of the time.
Yeah.
Because they all have friends that know friends, and they all have moles that know moles. So for them to be able to do this and no one beat them to the game, quite honestly, from a standpoint of what they're doing.
Well, I think Amazon's also standing there as an underdog, right? I mean, I feel like the reason that the iPhone and the Galaxy phones have gotten so predictable and boring is because they're extremely popular, and if you're not in a position to be risky with the design or the features anymore when you have that many people that you could alienate to go to your competitor's phone. So you take you do tiny touches, right?
Yeah, little incremental things.
Yeah, so to make that thing better and keep the audience that you've built. But Amazon's got nothing to lose, so they can come out with a wild BS and see if it works.
And they've done this just from an innovative standpoint, or whether it's revolutionary, evolutionary, I don't really care. But from their position, we've seen it with the Fire TV, bringing features that we haven't seen before. We've seen it with their Fire Phone. I'm not gonna sing, not yet. We're gonna do. Man, is there a way to pull up like that song, like the karaoke version of that song for the end of the show? Yeah, we'll leave it at that. All right, let's go. While Steven's doing that, let's go hit the phone calls. John, you have been waiting, my man, for God knows how long, like 2 hours.
Yeah, about that.
All right. Well, what's up? Thanks for calling. I mean, what did you think of everything?
It was interesting. Not exactly what I expected, but interesting.
What were you expecting?
I don't know. I was expecting maybe the 3 in the back, similar to the HTC Evo. I actually own the HTC Evo 3D.
And what did you? I mean, what were your thoughts? Like, are you still currently using it?
No, I'm on the Samsung Galaxy S4.
All right. There you go. Did anything you saw here? Did anything you saw here make you feel like you're gonna actually give this phone a chance right now, or you were still impressed, but you're just not willing to do it yet?
I'm impressed, but I'm also in contract, so yeah, it's Sprint.
No, I think there's a lot of people like you in that spot. So thanks for calling, John. We appreciate it.
Anyways, they did not mention the battery, did they?
They did not. They didn't. From what we
battery.
saw and details we got, we did not receive any battery information. So we'll try and get the final word on that with our team on the ground.
Yeah, but I mean that's going to be one of those things that we're really not going to know until we have some time with it.
Yeah,
because they can have stated battery life that's like it can do 10 hours of web browsing, but that's not counting for when it's trying to do optical character recognition on some puppy poster on the, or whatever their example was, or listening to your TV shows, or you're rendering the 3D effect on movies, or whatever else is doing. There's a lot of things that could come into play to make that battery life go down to nothing.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, let's go to Zachariah from Richmond. Zachariah, what's up? Oh, here I know. Hey, Zachariah, if you turn down the volume on your computer and then talk to us directly through the phone, you will be good to go.
Okay, yes, I've done that.
Awesome. Thank you. What's up, man?
Oh, nothing. So it was really interesting. I was completely blown away.
Did you like that footage that we showed you of the 3D interface?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, they were exaggerating it. They're making it seem more than what it's worth. Like, it's really cool. Don't get me wrong, it's really cool. You have a wallpaper that has a 3D perspective, but it's not really a highlight. It shouldn't be the highlight. They were really talking about the features. And well, my question was how other manufacturers were going to respond to that, because somebody's going to end up suing. I mean, they pretty much ripped off Samsung for their Smart Scroll. They ripped off HTC for the 3D imaging. I mean, somebody's going to press charges.
You know, what's interesting, and you make a good point of just kind of the current state of smartphones and everyone suing everyone. You know, a lot of times, sometimes even in the language of the patents that they own or don't own can be like gray, and they might go to battle. I think we've seen battles, and it's part of just the landscape in the mobile world, which is unfortunate. But I don't know if I've seen it, you know, because they have this 4-camera array on a phone. Although, yes, they do have some sort of 3D or dynamic perspective, just because of that can't let someone sue them. You know, it's 3D, how it's executed as well.
3D as a term is one thing, but how they're actually doing it hasn't been done before on a phone. And I think that would be a pretty easy argument to hold up in court. Also, if the rumors are right, HTC might actually be making this phone for them, you know, so they might be more of a valuable customer to keep as a, you know, as a manufacturer than it is to sue them because they're over some 3D patent that they might have on a phone that didn't sell very well.
So, yeah.
Also,
go ahead.
Also, another thing, I think the price is a little on the high side. That's why it was kind of like some people, half people did want to buy it, half didn't. It's a little higher, and I think one of the more things that was a setback for people to not buy it is its OS, is it doesn't have a really mainstream OS like Android or even Windows, where like Windows, they sell their phones way cheaper, and they also get more buyers because of the UI that's not maybe as functional or as popular as Android or iOS. I think they should have brought the price down maybe $100 or $200.
I think though also though when you're talking about price, it's dictated typically more based on hardware than it is on a operating system and software. And based on what what we saw on the phone, it has legitimate specs, and so that might have been part that might have been part of the equation more than anything.
I think also Amazon has shown that they can slash prices. They have aggressively slashed prices when the time comes. I think this is their starting price. I think this is their way of saying, like, look, we're on par. We're pricing this on par with Samsung and Apple because we want to be perceived as being on par with Samsung and Apple. But yeah, come the holidays, we're probably gonna knock $100 off this thing, or give you some special deal, or roll in, a Kindle Paperwhite with it, or whatever else their strategy are. They almost always do have some kind of pricing, deal around the holidays, whereas an Apple or a Samsung, usually will stand still.
Yeah,
right?
so thanks so much for calling, Zachariah. I really appreciate it, bro.
No problem. Thanks.
All right. Next up, we're going to start probably locking down the phone line, so you guys have a few more moments to call. It's already filled up, actually. Let's go to John in Chicago. What up, John?
Hey, what's up with you?
We're chilling here, man. We're going live all day long, all day strong, man.
Pretty good thing to do. One thing that I was sort of wondering, this is back from before the keynote when that guy was talking about the Fire TV, is one feature maybe having the phone itself being a remote for the Fire TV itself.
Yeah, we didn't see that here. I think that, quite honestly, with what it has inside, they could probably do that quite easily. Focusing on maybe the phone itself was probably a better thing because they did take quite some time just to show off the features. I've got to imagine it's going to happen.
Yeah, I can see that or not, but I'm also the remote already has like a
before
built-in
the keynote. I just thought it would be a cool thing. I was wondering if they were going to maybe do it.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, yeah, you saw what we saw. They didn't do it, but Donald does make a point about the remote that already comes with the Fire TV. Maybe doesn't necessarily necessitate using the phone, but they could still do the phone, so.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what did you think of it overall, though? Did you think it was cool? Is it enough for you to make a switch right now?
It sounds really cool. I have the Galaxy S4, and if I didn't have that, I might get that. But I mean, the price is really high for what it is. And again, there was someone just said that earlier about the OS not being too mainstream enough, and that does sort of worry me that it's going.
Oops, I'm sorry. My finger touched
trigger happy there, huh?
My finger touched the trackpad as I was moving my mouse
It's the
around.
little touches, Brian.
John, I appreciate it, but we do we do get your point about how that not as a mainstream OS. Donald, do you think that's going to be a crutch for them?
I think it's it's tough because I feel like part of the audience that they can appeal to is the Kindle Fire audience that's already like they're loving the product or buying the product because it is a simpler version of Android, maybe not as techy, maybe a little bit more it just works kind of philosophy. I think that customer is an Amazon customer and will be attracted to that product. And I also think that there's the people who are going to buy this, even though they already have a phone that is a whiz-bang, super great phone with the latest version of Android. They would buy this phone just to show off that 3D effect, and then maybe resell it probably on Amazon.
Just to let you know, remember how we showed that poll that was like shifted to 47% to 53%?
Yeah.
Just to let you know, there were 1,100 votes that said must buy and 1,231 votes that said I'm staying with.
Wow,
so
people turned out for that.
People showing up for the Fire phone. I'm just saying. Okay, guys, we're pretty much going to have the phones locked down. We're going to get through the rest of ours pretty quickly, so let's just keep on jumping through. David from North Dakota. What's up, David?
Hey.
Hey, thanks for calling CNET Live, man.
Hey.
And your question, sir?
Oh, my question was I was going to mention how everyone's saying that, in terms of sizes of their phones that they match, they've actually upgraded it. You get an iPhone 5S for 16 gig for $199, and Amazon jumped it up by saying 32 for $199, and that's, the set standard. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I was going to mention that.
That's a good point.
Very good point. I like that. Any other things you'd like to talk about?
And just ecosystem building. They build up a really strong ecosystem, and they have a tablet now. They have a TV. They got the tablet, so that ecosystem is really going to help them compete because that's something that people are looking for in their product these days.
Yeah, and David, I agree with you. I think one thing that sometimes people forget is that Amazon, they run very slim internally. They keep it very tight from expenditures, from even from like their per diem on their business trips. I mean, I know this for a fact. And what that does, though, is people that may be going like, oh, Amazon doesn't have yet. If you've looked at them historically, and they kind of alluded to this in the keynote, they are slow and steady. and they've been able to kind of survive the whole .com boom of all of these e-markets, e-retailers, and now they're slowly but surely. You thought some of their previous products, maybe it won't really do much, but they're still there.
Right.
They're growing in numbers, slow and steady, not blowing us out of the water.
You
But
remember the old Nook days?
yeah, exactly, right? Nook and Kindle.
Yeah.
But because they're slow and steady, and because they control their costs so much, they're able to continue to build stuff like this, compete, stick around. And if just like any product, it may not necessarily blow up on the first iteration. Sometimes it takes time, and I think that they've definitely shown that that's their plan and that's what they're doing. So we appreciate the call, David.
Thank you.
I also want to say on the CNET Live hashtag here, Michael Rax is saying that the Fire Phone, there's some battery life specs for the phone that he was able to dig up of 285 hours of standby time, 22 hours of talk time, and 65 hours of audio playback. That's none of the specs that I would measure this phone by if I'm actually for what I would want to use it for, but it's
22 hours of talk time with the effects on and everything.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's a lot. That's like Droid Razor X status. So
Interesting.
We'll see. That's quite impressive. All right, let's just continue to bang through the phone lines. We've got 3 more of you guys left. Jason from West Virginia. What's up, Jay?
Not much. How you doing, Brian?
Good. Thanks for calling CNET Live. What are your thoughts about everything that you saw here?
I thought it looked pretty neat. I was kind of excited. I was kind of excited a little bit more from the 3D stuff. I was hoping for more like a Nokia's McLaren thing, where like you pick it up and it goes to your you answer a call. But I mean, I thought the stuff was still pretty cool though. I really like the Firefly.
What stood out the most to you?
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I kind of like the thing that's on the camera, how it's a physical camera button. I really like that. Like on the Windows Phone stuff, I really like that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think that's, thanks for calling in, Jason. I think that's understated. It's sometimes the little things.
Yeah.
Like just having a physical shutter button.
And the physical button for the Firefly thing. Because Firefly might be one of those, if it was just an app, maybe you'd never touch it.
I totally agree with you.
If there's a button on the phone, it's just one more reason to show it off to people when you have the phone. You're not digging through the whole thing. You're just like, boop, press the button, and look, Amazon's recording my life.
Totally agree with you. All right, let's go to John from Fountain. John, what's up? Hey, how's it going? Yes, he is back.
What?
I said you're back.
Yep.
So what's up?
Anyway, two things. The Amazon instant video app. Why did they remove from? They have it on the Amazon Fire. They have it on the iOS, but you can't find it on Android at all. It annoys me because I have an iPod Touch for it, but I don't have internet always for it. So my phone is my most reliable area where I can watch videos on it.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Yes.
Brian's looking for an answer, but
so
might be a mystery.
I think that, I mean, I just searched it up, and it appears that at least it came out, or it's either been updated or it came out March 10th of 2014, that there is an Amazon Instant Video app for. This is at least for. Oh, this is for Google TV. This is not on actual Android still. I really don't know the dynamics or even the politics behind that right now.
But I'm sure there are politics.
Well, a lot. Yeah, the reason why I say politics is a lot of times when people question. Thanks for calling, John. When people question why an app is there or why it isn't, there's stuff at play behind the scenes, and it's sometimes strategic, and it's sometimes they don't want to play nice with each other. So, I really
play along.
Why can't we all be friends?
Yeah.
All right, Marios in London, what's up? Are you there, Marios?
Sorry.
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. We got you. What's up? Welcome
hello.
to CNET Live.
Yeah, basically, let me just say what I thought about this phone. I think many of the features are very well thought of, but I do think that many of them came from individual Android apps. But I do applaud Amazon from putting them all together into one single platform, though. But I can't really say I was blown away. I really feel that Amazon wants this phone to succeed more than I want to buy it as a consumer. It just seems to me like Amazon just wants me to buy more stuff from Amazon.com.
Yeah.
You are exactly right, Marios. Amazon does want you to buy more things. And that, whether they took an interpretation of some of these other, other features or pieces from other apps like we've mentioned before that other phones do constantly, no matter what platform it is, their main goal is to sell more stuff. And whether this phone is at cost or not, whether they might even be selling it at a slight loss, they know that people that use their services and specifically are plugged into Amazon Prime buy more things from them. And that's also why, right? They're saying, okay, we'll bundle a year of Prime membership with this phone. Those people are going to buy more things from Amazon.
It's a gateway drug.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
It's the blue meth.
The smiling box of blue meth.
All right. I don't know if this phone line is still active or not. I think, we're just going to wrap it up because we have been here for quite some time, but we just want to let you guys know, thank you so much for coming out here for CNET Live's coverage. We will have plenty more breakdown analysis, hands-on of the actual devices. Donald Bell.
Brian Dong.
Always a pleasure, as usual. And Mr. Beecham?
Yes.
I'm just saying, not only did you hold it down, I mean, we had video that came out minutes after, thanks to our team on the ground. Thanks to you just holding it down. Let's just wait. Let's see what this be. Let's get one. Is this the karaoke version?
Yeah.
Or is this...
So you're gonna have to provide the lyrics. For
Wait. Okay. This Amazon, this phone's on fire. Looking at that 3D screen. Not another iPhone fantasy. I can't do this. I can't. Whoa.
This phone is on fire.
We're gonna stop. This phone is on fire. This phone is on fire.
I think I burned my hands.
All right, we're out of here. You already stopped this. We're just punchy because we got nothing left to do. All right, again, CNET, we'll be here next week, actually.
Yeah. And also,
Google.
we got the T-Mobile thing coming up later on, too. Not you and me, but CNET, as the royal we, has the T-Mobile live event happening.
T-Mobile live event, live blog, 6 p.m. Next week, Google I.O. That's going to be huge. We will be back here, same place, same channel, different bat time. We're out of here. Peace.
Bye.